You know,
here. What's up?
I was thinking about something.
What are we thinking about, bro?
I was thinking about what's going on in the
It's so
earth,
weird,
right?
What's happening in our minds?
Yeah, and I wondered, why does it matter?
We're about to find out.
Holy shit. Ready.
Just kidding.
Welcome to Earth, Mind, and Matter.
Thriller.
So, let's talk about albums.
Yeah, whatever.
So let's talk about some movies.
Fuck that shit.
Some fucking comics.
Whatever, bro.
This week in the universe.
Oh, yeah?
Across the internet.
Not really, though. So what's up, Javi? Nobody
What's
asked.
going on, Frankie?
I asked. What's up?
Yeah, why you hating on the intro?
We're just chatting.
Chatting about our intro, hating on it like some fucking hater.
Like some hater.
Like a hating ass hater, a hating ass hating bitch hater.
I just drank my red haterade. Yo, so guess what? Today I was walking around, right? And I walked past a little building and it was on fire. And it was on fire, right? So I walked past and the people were panicking and the firefighters are kind of, doing their thing, trying to extinguish. And I walked past it and I was like, damn, is it a little hot in here or is it just me?
Oh. When I was at Comic-Con a few weeks ago, fucking there were some dudes trying to hand out I guess their mixtape or something like that.
Yeah.
They're trying to hand out their new album on CDs, and I was like, bro, you know what year it is? But they're handing them out to people, and I'm walking up and I'm seeing them like, fuck. Mm-hmm. They're gonna talk to me. I know they're gonna try and hand me a CD.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have to decline their CD.
Yeah, just stab them in the throat.
And then as soon as they hand me their CD, and they're like, "Hey, yo, bro, you look like you like some good shit. You like whatever." And then they come over to me, and then they hand me a CD.
Yeah.
Frankie, I shit you not. As soon as it touched my hands,
let me get a donation. Oh, no way!
It burned me.
Get out of here!
It burned me
because that shit was super hot fire.
It burned me, man. I dropped it on the floor, and they were like, "Yo, man, why the fuck you dropping our shit whenever?" And I was like, "Guys, that shit was too fire."
Did that really happen?
It really happened.
Swear on fucking Buddha.
I swear on Buddha.
Butter.
I
can't believe it. It's not butter.
It definitely isn't.
I was on my break the other day, and I was listening to the comedian Mitch Hedberg, and he has a joke, right? Mitch Hedberg. He's fucking funny, man. He has such a cool style. He's like, yeah, so, kind of mad funny. And so he's like, he tells a lot of one-liners, right? And I'm going to tell this joke just because, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. And our build-up is so not funny, but I'm going to say it anyway. He's like, everybody says it's not racist, I don't care if you're black, white, purple, or green. And he's like, hold up. Purple or green, we have got to draw the line somewhere. Down with purple people. And he's like, unless they're choking. At that point, help them. and he's like, the crazy thing about an escalator is it's never broken. When the escalator broken, it's just stairs. And I fucking love his comedy. He's like, I used to do drugs and I still do, but I used to also. It's just so funny, bro. He might be my favorite comedian. I always say this shit. And the reason I found out about him is because of Joe Rogan and stuff. He would talk about him. And he said one of his jokes is like, hey, would you like a frozen banana? And he's like, no, but I want a banana later. So yes. It's just fucking amazing, bro. This is so good, man. One of your last one, he's like, what the fuck is the sesame? We never give it a chance to find out. I'll stop.
You said that one before, actually.
I did, because they're fucking hilarious, man. I never really want to say them because they're his jokes. You should look it up on YouTube. And I did see it on Joe Rogan, but they've always made me laugh. And the other day on my break, I just kind of for the escalator one, he's like, it just stairs. He's like, and it says on the sign, sorry for the convenience. And it just genuinely makes me laugh, and I think comedy is such a cool form of anything. And it's like a shoe, right? It has to fit your style. And I'm a fucking idiot, so my joke style is so, I don't need much for my joke style. A lot of people tell stories or are complex or go real dark. Louis C.K. is awesome. But he's so simple to me, and I love him, bro. He makes me, if I'm ever down, bro, listen to Mitch Hedberg. But he died so early. And but his style is so him. Like he has the glasses and like the long hair, and he's like, yeah, like it's just shout out to him.
Nice.
In the grave. Down with purple people. Unless they're choking. At that point, help them. But that's why I told the firefighter joke just now. I came up with that in the bathroom at work today. Okay. I was like, I'm just gonna say that shit. Maybe it's funny. So yeah.
But I mean, we're back again.
Yeah, it's like we never left.
It's almost like we never left.
It's almost like it's the same day.
Almost like it's still Monday.
Double episode all the way.
Because you know what today is, Frankie?
What's today?
It's Halloween, motherfuckers.
I did a visual thing where I died, but it's audio. So just pretend I died.
He died super hard, guys.
This is the ghost of Frankie speaking.
This is the G host of Frankie.
I had a weak heart.
It's super weak.
Yeah, bro.
Couldn't even lift 5 pounds.
Couldn't even fucking, what? I can't even think of nothing.
Couldn't even take a joke. Because I was just making a joke. Yeah. It's not Halloween.
Yeah, man.
We're just funny? Filming this for Halloween.
You know what's crazy?
I broke the illusion.
You broke the illusion. I'm actually alive. Joke's on you. April Fools. April Fools, bitches.
Oh, it's April Fools.
It's April Fools Day. There goes our 2 viewers. No, happy fucking Halloween. It's so weird to say that because it's not Halloween. It's actually the 27th of October.
But get ready, Frankie, because this is our job now. So we have to film holidays in advance.
So right now it's Halloween, bitches. Somewhere in the world it's Halloween. Not really though.
Because think about it, we started this show back in January.
Yeah, man.
We didn't have to deal with any real holidays like that. And now we're at the end of the year.
Yeah.
We're dealing with holidays.
We got the trio.
We got the first big holiday of the year now.
Starting with the least important one, Halloween.
Ooh.
Hot take.
Ooh.
Hot take.
Nightmare Before Christmas would say otherwise.
Fucking Christopher Columbus would say he found the joke first. I don't know. Fuck.
Joaquin Phoenix would say that the Australian fires matter.
All right. All right. I'm not going to argue with Joaquin Phoenix. You got it. You got it, bro. I never even knew he said that shit. Apparently, he went on Conan one time to say that he was quitting acting and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he was quitting acting and all that stuff, but apparently it was a charade. Or a facade, or whatever the fuck. And
I was like, what a fancy way to say charade.
Just fucking up a bunch of words today. But apparently he did it to promote a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
That's like Andrew Garfield, like faking it that like he's not in Spider-Man No Way Home. It's like in all these interviews that he's doing for his movies, and everyone's like, so are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? And he's like, what? I've never heard of such a thing.
What the fuck? I never knew he talked like that.
Because he's British.
He retarded. You want to hear a Mitch Hedberg joke that I wrote if he came back from the dead?
Okay.
So if he was like, somebody said, hey, come check out my AirPods. And I looked up. It's pretty good, right?
Bruh.
I wrote it differently before, but that was pretty funny. You know what I mean? Check out my AirPods. And I looked up. And I was like, where's the AirPods? All right, anyway, I'm gonna just stop. There's a comedian, I forget his name, I really should know it, but I went to go see him at the Stand. It's a comedy club in New York City by 14th Street. And I really feel bad I don't remember his name. I'm gonna try to look it up right now before I continue. I'll say it as I talk. But he has some pretty good jokes. He's a pretty funny guy. But the craziest thing is at the end, he whipped out a Dave Chappelle impression. And it was so good, man. Like, it was really fucking good because I've never heard a Dave Chappelle impression. And it was incredible, bro. It was just so good and so out of nowhere. So, damn, you know what? I'm not gonna look for it right now because I'm a little lazy. Oh no, actually, I find it. But you say like a couple things.
I mean, I could only imagine someone trying to impersonate Dave Chappelle. Like, is this dude white?
Yes, completely
like
white guy.
That's why I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy to
Dan
hear.
Soder.
It's like
Dan Soder. DAN space SODER. I don't know if he has it on YouTube, but it's so spot on, man. It's not cliche like I'm rich. No, that's Donald Rawlings. It's not like like Charlie Murray, like that stuff. It's like his real voice and everything. And I was so impressed, bro. And I think he was doing it to kind of save the show, give us a little treat and everything. But there's a podcast called This Bitch Podcast, and it's with Kim Congdon and the other lady, I forget her name. Fuck, I feel so bad. But they had a live podcast there the other day, and they're like coming up as podcasts and everything. They've had people like Joey Diaz and stuff on it.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool. I was gonna say let's go, but I completely fucked up the dates and everything. I couldn't go. But when they come back, we'll definitely do it for sure. Because it's I mean, we doing it in itself, and it's about that time we get some exposure to other podcasts and them to us. So off the bat, pretty interesting start to the episode. But if you do a podcast, reach out to us on where?
On our Instagram, or even our TikTok. If you find us on TikTok,
if you use that thing.
But
if you use that thing,
admittedly we're not super active on TikTok. But for real, we're much more active on Instagram.
That's like Instagram and Spotify, real the hardcore strengths of ours.
Yes, but if you want to find us on Instagram or TikTok, our social is Earth Mind Matter Pod.
No spaces, all lowercase,
and we are also on YouTube.
Earth Mind Matter, one word. Capitalize the first letters. I'm confused. I'm sorry. Just look up Earth Mind Matter. Look for our faces. And we're there.
And crazy. We shouted out the socials before we did the intro.
Oh shit! And what the fuck we doing here today, Javi?
Talking about our socials. The title of this show, like what? How does it go again? Oh yeah, talking about what's going on
in the earth,
in our minds.
And why it matters. This is Earth, Mind, and Matter.
Holy shit.
And you know what I'm doing as we speak, Javi?
What are we doing?
Guess what the fuck I'm doing.
What are you doing?
Guess.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Really? What the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm doing right now?
What are you doing?
I'm creating the motherfucking True Social as we speak. It's about that time. It's about that time. So I'm gonna make the birthday October 31st because it's today. But we can't be 0 years old. So give me a birth year.
Let's be 38.
38. Oh, I thought you mean 1938. I was like, bro, how the fuck? Even though they give you the option, you can be 1938. How about 1930? Wait, you want me 38 years old? So what year would that be?
Shit, that had to be 80s, right?
No. Yes, it would be 1984, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. So this is 1984. I think was one of the years for Michael Jackson. All right. Okay. So we're going to put in Earth Mind Matter, right? earthmindmatter@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
That was our email. Holy shit.
If you want to email us.
Maybe not the best idea to put. All right. And we got an email on the Earth Mind Matter thing. So I'm going to go check it real quick. This is probably a process you don't need to hear about. But it's a special occasion. But I'll keep doing this. And so we're on the show right now. And this is our episode. What would it be?
We are on episode 37, my guy.
Wow. Damn, I just fucked up this whole Oh, no. Episode 37?
Episode 37.
We're really getting the truck rolling.
Yeah. We've missed a lot of weeks here and there, whatever. Yeah. We might, if we were actually consistent every week, we'd probably be at like episode 40 something.
But that's your fucking problem, Javi.
You know whose fault that is?
Slime.
Our
CFO. We have a CFO because we're that big out here.
He doesn't keep us in track.
He thinks he does, but he never does it.
Like he thinks he knows what he's doing with his job, but realistically, he hasn't no dick.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And I'm like, dude, like get your shit together. Get your
shit together, bitch.
Like you're coming with these suggestions, and it's like, my guy, you don't even know.
But if you want to find him on social media, on YouTube, find him at Escutia Runs. He does a FIFA channel, and he plays FIFA. He does it really well. He's actually fucking very nice. And Escutia Runs, ESCUTIARUNS. Again, I made this challenge in a couple of last episodes, but if you can beat him in FIFA, I will Venmo you $10. I might have raised the money, but I will. That's how much I believe in this.
You should raise it every other episode.
Fuck you, bitch. It's staying at $10. And the cap for attempts is 5. So I'll at least send out $50. 10 per win if you get it. But if you don't, just shout us out. Just give us a little shout out. What's our username on True Social, Javi? Earth Mind Matter, right?
Yeah, what the fuck am I saying? What kind of question is that?
I'm an idiot. All right, I'll put Earth Mind Matter Pod. So what's happening, folks? Because the reason I'm taking up this time to do it. What's our password? I'll tell you later.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, is that something we want to say out loud?
I think the important thing
not that we don't trust you guys.
Nah, we trust you completely. We even wanted to give you what's it called? Our Disney Plus password.
Yeah, but Slime didn't want us to.
Yeah, we wanted to give out free different. We really just made a True Social. Holy shit. So check us out on True Social now. It's Earth Mind Matter Pod. EARTH. What a crazy start to the episode, man. Not really. It's kind of tame.
It's pretty vanilla.
It's pretty vanilla. I love that term. You know what's crazy? You know how on Twitter the automatic default icon is an egg. The automatic default icon for Truth Social is none other than
a fucking eagle.
Because that's fucking America. You don't get fucking more freedom of speech in America. So, you know, check us out there, Earth Mind Matter Pod on True Social. That is Donald Trump.
If you're a real fucking American.
Yeah, if you're fucking. So check us out on True Social. That's it's Donald Trump's, right? It's his social media, right?
I don't know which one is his.
No, it's True Social, is it? Truth
is his?
Yeah. So I'm going to skip the profile picture now. We're going to skip all this stuff. And yeah, man. So we at the episode now. Don't worry about this. I'll fix that later. What's up, Javi? How you doing today?
I'm doing A-okay, my guy. You know, it's Thursday. It's almost Friday. Really excited to get to the end of the week. You're going to Texas.
I'm going to fucking Texas, bro. I'm going to fucking Texas. It's my second time in Austin. Pretty hype.
That's I know you're gonna have a great time.
Nice.
Also, we'll probably switch things up a little bit for the A.M.C section later.
Yeah, you'll see what's gonna happen later. It's either gonna be beautiful or a shit show. You don't even know, but it's gonna be interesting for sure.
But I'm not going to say anything more to that because I just kind of want you guys to hopefully not notice anything, if anything. Ideally, it should just be natural. Hopefully.
but things change like the seasons.
But, you know, we as we grow, because we are reaching the end of October. It's Halloween. We are reaching into November. Yeah. And as we reach into November, you know what that means, Frankie?
Shit gets busy.
But not only that, but we are reaching our 1 year anniversary of the inception of this show.
Oh, when do you remember when we started? Did you look it up?
I didn't look up the exact date because it's not November yet.
Yeah, but we started in November.
Well, the inception of it, when we first sat down at the bar to write down about the ideas of this, was back in November of 2021. Man.
You know, it is crazy to think about that. Crazy. So I'll say this. Our first episode came out January 10th. Mm-hmm. So that's the first time, but we definitely came up with it way earlier and stuff. And you know what? Let's go back in time. Earth Might Matter. We make childish sound effects. Fuck you if you don't like it. But the way it happened is that we did a YouTube show on Mask NYC. I tried that out on YouTube. I will continue it. Spelled out MSK NYC. And we did a little podcast on my roof. Mm-hmm. Little windy. My microphone broke. Kind of shitty beginnings. But, you know, we had a good talk. It was like 2-3 hours and stuff. Yeah. And check it out. It's called Marvel Considery, my friend Javi. And after that, Javi came up to me one day and he was like, yo, you want to start a podcast? And I was like, I don't even know you, ho. but yes. And so we chose a day to come up with it. And what did we do?
We fucking went to the Gutter Bar.
Right here in LIC. Right around Earth Might Matter Studios. This is where we shoot. Yep.
In LIC, Queens, New York City. But we went to Gutter Bar. Yeah. I brought my classic Joker, Brian Bolin, Killing Joke journal. And we sat down, we wrote some ideas.
We started off with 2 shots of tequila. I do remember that.
Oh, did we?
I know we maybe have had beers, but we definitely had 2 shots of tequila before.
Did we?
Yeah.
I remember 1 shot. I remember 2 shots.
Calling me a liar?
I'm just saying, that's what I remember.
Just fucking ruin my story out. Just go with it, bro. All right, let's just say 1 shot of tequila, but I remember 2. But what do you mean? No, like you talking about 1 each?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
At least we are in the, all right, cool.
Yeah,
and we sat down and we started jotting down ideas, and it's pretty amazing. We came up with a name that wasn't taken already.
And we never like double checked it or anything. We just said Earth Might Matter. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go with that.
Some motherfucker that came up with this is just waiting for 100th episode and he's like, copyright. Oh shit, hold on. Speaking of our CFO, what does CFO stand for? Chief Financial Officer?
Chief Financial Officer.
He's calling us right now. And yes, Earth Might Matter does have a Chief Financial Officer. So behold our CFO Slime. Yo, Slime, you're on the air.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to announce that on the train right now, people think I'm crazy right now, which is funny.
Well, keep talking. Okay.
There's no response. What I want to say is I want to publicly apologize for Javi not apologizing in a month in advance. I know it's long overdue, but yeah, I apologize to all my listeners, especially the ones in New Jersey.
Hey, listen, Slime. How about you just hop off, all right?
You heard what he said? He said, hop the fuck off, Slime. You may be our CFO, but you're not our dad.
Damn. Alright, it's a pleasure to be here, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm really out of here, though.
All right, cool. Check out Escutia Runs on YouTube.
Love you, Slime.
We love you, Slime. Bye, Dad. Yo, what the fuck? On a spaceship or some shit? Motherfucker just hit warp speed. That's pretty funny. I'm so interested to see how that comes out in the audio. Hey guys, I'm really out here. Just made out my mic. I be putting my lips a little too close to this microphone, Javi.
Hey, man, you make up your mic. That's all right.
That's true, bro. Gotta show love to the podcast. But I do it for the effect of being like, right there. But sometimes,
Like, you want to talk right in someone's face.
like, if you don't fucking listen to me and say, damn, Franky's right in my ear, that's why I like listening to this podcast, then just don't let me know, because I'm going to continue to do it anyway, man. Like, you don't understand. I get off on this.
And you want to know why this show isn't in stereo? Because I thought about it. I thought about putting one of us in the left ear and the other in the right ear, but I figured, no, hear us in both ears, motherfucker.
I think that would be a terrible idea, because like sometimes people listen to shit with one AirPod. So imagine the podcast is like, hey, Javi, what do you think? Yeah, man, that shit is kind of funny.
And that's why I didn't do it.
It'd be cool for something, though. We try to do it with the intro as well. But I just think, yeah, you're right. You made a good choice, Javi. You made an executive decision. So we're in audio, not stereo?
We're mono.
Or mono. There we go.
We're
Mono's
mono.
both.
Yeah.
Nice. Like multiple, but mono.
Yes.
Like the disease.
Like, yeah,
Nice.
like the disease that you get
Nice.
on your lips, right?
Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. One time in sex ed, I was making a project, and we had to make a pamphlet for STDs, and I wrote STDs nuts. No, I'm kidding. So mine was chlamydia, right? And I was like, how can I make this interesting? So I went the comedic route, and I wrote chlamydia. My title for the pamphlet was chlamydia nah, and how to not contract the disease of chlamydia.
Nice.
And I thought it was funny. It's pretty funny, right? Chlamydia nah, like pretty good play on words and stuff. And my health teacher looked at it and she's like, what is this? And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? That's hilarious. And I got a picture of it. I don't have the pamphlet no more, but I got a picture of it somewhere. I probably don't have it no more.
I remember for myself in sex ed, my teacher was like, oh, you've probably heard it. Like, he was talking about like innuendos of like jerking off, or he's like, you probably heard of this or that. You probably heard of like choking the chicken,
tugging the monkey.
And when he said choking the chicken, I laughed. And he was
abusing the small one
and
milking the fucking stick. I don't know.
And when I laughed, he goes, he knows what I'm talking about.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This guy knows what's up. That's fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
And the principal again is like, Mr. James, come over here. You're fired. The fuck you saying, bro? I for some reason knew, and I guess for some reason equals the internet, that if you're allergic to condoms, the latex in condoms, you use goat condoms. Did you know that? Well, I knew that in high school. And when it comes to random knowledge like that, aside from the internet, it really is just TV. Like, TV taught me a lot of shit that was like, I guess the way I watch TV, which I'm sure a lot of people do, is they make a lot of jokes and references to things, but they also teach you what they're talking about through the jokes. You get me? And I guess that was one of them. Like, yeah, if you're allergic to latex, use goatskin condoms. Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
I'm a survivor.
You've used goatskin condoms.
I provide
from what it sounds like.
I provide the goatskin condoms.
And that's fair, man.
You know what I mean? Like, it's only.
Can you get me a goatskin condom?
I'll get you 13.
Nice.
I'll get you,
Why not 14?
Because that's too many, man. My goat can only do too much. You get me? Come on, you're asking way too much from goats.
Okay,
what's up?
Fine, whatever. I'll take the unlucky number 13.
It's funny. I just I bring tea to my job, right? Because I got hot water there and shit. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just bring some tea. You know, after I eat, digest my shit, lemon ginger. That shit is slamming. And I'm talking to my coworker, and we're just chatting and stuff. And I, take something out of my pocket, and my my tea packet falls out, but it falls down face first. Straight up looks like a condom. so we both have this awkward moment of like, oh. And I'm like, no, bro. And I pick it up, I twist it over. It's tea. It's tea. And then from all I know, she could just be like, it's a lemon ginger condom. Felt so weird, bro. So it's pretty funny. If you drop a tea bag in front of a girl, she thinks it's a condom. It's pretty funny.
That's how you test the waters, right?
I guess.
Like, you drop a tea packet and you're like,
you like that? You wanna. And if they're not into it, you're like, it's tea. It's just tea.
It's just tea.
Chill out.
It's just tea.
Unless you don't want it to be just tea, unless you want me to steep something else. And
I can teabag something else.
We can have intercourse. Would you like this to be a tea or a condom?
Please let me put my penis in you. That's what I'm asking for.
Straight up. But this is Earth Maya Matter. We're a very serious podcast. We talk about the news. We don't play around here.
Yeah, we talk about the news.
Yeah, we talk about serious matters. We don't laugh at all. We don't joke. This is Fox News on steroid. This is fucking CNN meets Rugrats. We don't fuck around here. We're sponsored by Wheat Thins. We don't fuck around here.
This is motherfucking the New York Times meets motherfucking Jackass.
This is the Blasio.
Right?
This is the Blasio meets Kamala Harris. This is not fucking fake right now. We're serious. We're the fucking realist.
Like, you want to hear something more real than that?
Yeah.
You want to hear something more fucking real than that?
Not really anymore.
2 + 2 = fish.
I don't believe you, man. That sounds
it does, man. It does.
Sounds like you made that shit up,
bro.
Right now.
Think about it.
No,
2 + 2 is fish.
I don't believe
you,
bro. That sounds ridiculous. Anyways, I heard you got some stories for me, man. That was a pretty funny intro. We just kind of just chatted for a bit. I feel like we weren't even doing the podcast. We're just chatting.
Welcome back to chatting.
Well,
before I get into the news stories with you, I got a little quickie for you that I saw. That,
you got some quickies. Oh shit!
Just the one quickie that I saw.
All right.
That as I was starting up the tap lop here, and I was very surprised to see this. I was like, "Hey, yo, this is kind of crazy for a headline."
What's up?
So this headline: Meta's value has plunged by $700 billion. Wall Street calls it a train wreck.
$700 billion. You know what's funny? I bought Meta stock.
Oh, no.
I bought it I think last year, and I bought it. I'm like, bro, this shit is about to skyrocket because VR is going to blow up. Immediately, I lost money. Immediately. And that shit was like something $100. Immediately, I lost money. And then it just kept getting worse and worse. And then I just took my L and sold it. But bro, what? $700 billion? I would have owed money, bro. God damn. For those that don't know, Meta is Facebook.
Yeah. They were overvalued at $1 trillion a year ago when they originally announced their name change to Meta.
Yeah.
$1 trillion. And so that equates to a 70% loss in value in 12 months.
So now they're worth what, $300 billion? Which is still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Really. It's like that's not that bad. But I think they'll bounce back. I
don't know.
Well,
they've definitely put in a lot of stakes in their VR and AR. And this is also another quickie, but I don't know if you've heard or seen about the announcement and release of the Quest Pro.
No.
So it's Oculus's or Meta's new
yes, I have.
VR headset, the Meta Pro. It is marketed towards business.
Oh, no, then I don't know.
So it's not necessarily for regular consumers or gamers or it's considered more for businesses. It has a 1 to 2 hour battery life, which is kind of fucking crazy.
What was the old one?
I mean,
depending on use,
but I'll just Google it real quick because I don't own a Quest or anything, so I wouldn't know personally from how long the Quest lasts. But if I just search up Quest battery life around up around 2 hours.
I was gonna say this with the VR, right? When you're using it, can you keep it charged while you're using it, and does that include the controllers and the headset?
So I don't know. I would think you could charge it while you use it.
Yeah.
So the Quest 2 is actually 2 to 3 hours of battery life.
Mhm.
So you get about an extra hour on the Quest 2 versus the original Quest. But if you are charging the Quest, you can't charge the controllers at the same time.
Yeah, I figured.
Because the controllers, I think for the Quest 2 they run on batteries still. So you just have to swap out the batteries when they run out.
Wow. So like AA batteries?
Mhm.
Oh, what the fuck? That's crazy.
So my controllers for my VR headset, you
Yeah.
had to charge.
Which one do you have again?
I have the Valve Index.
Gotcha.
So the controller is charged by a Type-C cable for those.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure for the Quest 2, you just swap out batteries for those.
Sorry.
What the fuck?
My bad. You said for the Quest 2, you swap out the controllers?
Yeah, you just swap out the batteries for the controllers.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, the Quest Pro came out, and a lot of people are kind of upset because if I search up the price real quick, it is stupid expensive, which just goes to speak to the fact that it is built for business. It is $1,500
As opposed to the old one?
The Quest 2 just recently had a price bump. It is now $400.
That's what I heard. That when this one came out, the other one went up in price. That's the one thing I heard about it. Shout out to
the price bump actually happened a few months ago. Actually,
but why though?
People say that it's probably because of the Quest Pro.
That's what it was. I mean, that's the reason I know, because the only reason I keep up with VR is because of the virtual red band. I think I told you, and this was months ago where he said that he was saying if you want to buy the Valve, the Quest, right? He said buy it now because in a couple months they're gonna put it up, and then later on it's gonna get released a new one. So that's the reason I only knew a gist of everything, but I didn't know it came out just for business. $1,500 is a shitload of money though.
Yeah, so it's built very specifically for business, and they showed very minimal aspects of gaming for it and things like that. Like they showed a couple games that work in AR, meaning augmented reality. So there's this one game called Demia, which is a tabletop game. So it's like a board game.
It's like a World of Warcraft type of game, right?
Kinda. It's think of Dungeons and Dragons.
There we go. I seen the play for that and everything. It was cool.
Demio is awesome.
Yeah, I think you showed me that actually.
I play that game. That game is so much fun.
Yeah.
But they showed off like some AR where it's like you could put the Demio table on like your kitchen table and just play Demio on your kitchen table.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
But they didn't show much past that, so it's definitely more orientated for business.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
And they recently had their Quest Connect event, which is basically their convention for VR every year, and they didn't announce any new games or anything like that. They didn't show any teasers for the Quest 3 or anything like that. It was all focused on the Quest Pro and business.
You think that has a lot to do with the plummet in Meta's shares and everything?
Well, I think that's what that is. I think a lot of people are just kind of like,
we don't want this for business only.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people are looking at this and they're saying, yeah, but why are you just focusing on business?
Conspiracy, like little conspiracy me says maybe they're just prepping for the next lockdown, next disease breakout. Everybody has to stay home, but we don't want to lose our jobs, but we work from home now. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of people that work from home are now returning back. I know that's always been a thing. But a lot of people who are like accountants and shit like that, or like whatever, they work from home still. And I just still think that, a VR headset would help a lot with that. Maybe not really, because it really is a lot of paperwork and a lot of this and that and everything. But just to show people like exactly what you're doing. But I don't know, man. I mean, I'm trying to convince myself that it'll benefit. But I remember our CFO Slime, who did Will Ferrell's taxes, he helped me out with my taxes and everything, right? And I remember he went on Discord. And he walked me through everything. Mind you, I didn't understand half the shit, but we worked on it together. He walked me through everything, and I didn't need a virtual reality headset. So I guess the two things I can see it benefiting, which may, kind of up the price in terms of stocks and value, is it being introduced into colleges. Because what do colleges do? Charge a shitload of money. And imagine, like it used to be that you needed a laptop for college, right? Now, what if in the future you need a VR headset? And now think about this. Think about this, Javi. What if some place like Harvard, right? I know Harvard's like the one school people look at. What if they build their whole university through VR, right? And you can attend, even though Harvard's in Boston, I think, right? So imagine you're in fucking New Zealand or you're in California, and you don't want to spend the money to travel over here to go to Harvard, right? So what if you buy a headset, you attend Harvard, and then like when you're in your chemistry class, the lessons are so much more invigorating because they're expressed through actual, representations of what the chemicals are supposed to do, or in English you can show like, or history, you can show the moments of history happening behind you, and that could be a very big thing. And I also I think that retirement homes, people who can't walk anymore, or this and that. There's always that trending video of an Italian couple playing Assassin's Creed to walk through Italy. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And so I think I know it's a crazy amount of money they lost, but I think Meta stock is one of those things where you just gotta wait on it, and it's one of those things where it's a no-brainer, where it will be applicable to the future, because the future is VR for sure, And I think colleges, just off the thought where you telling me this, will be one of those that apply it in the most expensive way. You get me?
It's just like while VR, I would agree, is the future for sure. It's just that, like, I think what this shows is that the future of VR is not in Meta's hands.
Oh, true.
I think this is what this is showing us, and I'm happy with that, because I don't think that Meta should be the leader in VR.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of shitty practices and things like that.
But they connect
and whatever.
I saw the shitty practices because we wear shoes that are made by kids in terrible conditions. Our phones are made by kids in terrible conditions. Like aside, realistically, you get me?
No, it's
like
just
this technology we're using that's in front of us. Somebody created that shit in the worst.
Yeah,
conditions.
but that shouldn't prevent us from like not trying to make this better than what it can be.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying that before we make it better than it can be, I mean, somebody has to start that process. And you know what happens?
No, without a doubt.
When we make it better than it can be, it becomes way more expensive, aka less profitable. I mean, that's why an iPhone is so cheap. I know it's not, but realistically, it could be way more expensive. And my whole thing is this, that aside that, because I agree with you. I know we be joking around about the Amazon thing with the whole Jeff Bezos, and you don't use Amazon, you boycott it in general. And I do respect that. I just joke around about it because I got a mic in one day. You're going to deliver to my house, Prime. But outside of that, I just still think the selfishness of people looks beyond that, because it makes life much easier to accept and more convenient. And realistically, I just see outside of Meta's practices, somebody else is going to do it too with the same amount of technology if they're trying to compete with somebody like Meta.
I mean, because something I was trying to get at as well is like there is competition coming into the business.
Sure.
There's definitely more competition coming from the eastern side of things. Like China has like their own companies,
but they fucking be crazy with their workers too.
Yeah, so it's like whatever. Like there's always gonna be that evil there.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like
beyond the evil, then it's like the how much you can apply it and how functional it is and stuff.
It's just what I think is important is that Meta really tried to be sort of a monopoly in VR. They really tried to be like the one company that you go to for VR.
The face of VR.
The face of VR.
That I hear a lot though.
And I think this has shown that people don't want them to be the face of VR.
Maybe
it's almost, I feel like this is almost unanimous of like, no, we don't want you guys to be the face of VR. You guys were Facebook, whatever. We were fine at that. It's like almost stay in your lane type of talk.
I think I don't know. The reason I don't agree is because VR has so much. How can I say? Just arsenal to equip people beyond gaming. Like I'm gonna look up right now how many people are on Facebook, right? But just really think about it. I think it's just catching an early grasp on what it potentially can be, and that potentiality, is that a word? Or that potential?
I don't know.
That potential is inevitable to me in terms of VR, because social media is going to be on VR soon. That's a fact. There's no way it can't be. It's already in some form with VR chat. If you don't know what VR chat is, it's basically walk around in your avatar that you create and socialize with other people. And we already, as people, connect socially with Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all these things. And so I think in the future there's much more you can apply VR to, and I think it's gonna happen through metaverse before anything, because it's the most recognizable. You know, I was gonna look up how much people are on Facebook. 2.85 billion people are on Facebook right now.
Okay.
That's a shitload of people. And that's different countries. Facebook is in so many different languages. You should really listen to, I mean, it's a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts you should listen to, but you should listen to the one with Mark Zuckerberg. It's very interesting because, again, that's Mark Zuckerberg. You know, I don't know how he can sway his words and you know, for Joe Rogan, but he's going to say what the fuck he says. He could be lying. He could be telling the truth. But when he's asked questions about his company, it's very interesting. And, I mean, I don't remember much right now just because it's been a while since I heard it. It's a long listen. But it's just, I think it's inevitable for it to be on the rise again as a competing VR, you know, how can I say, company? Even though it's not ultimately a VR company, but, you know.
I mean, I don't think that they're dead in the waters. Like, I think they will very much still be fine.
Yeah.
Because as we said, they're still making $300 billion.
Yeah.
So they're fine.
Yeah.
Like, they realistically, they're fine. So it's just, I can't stress that enough.
Think about when Instagram, who's owned by Facebook, Meta, they have a VR of their own. Think about that. Like, you know, like, or you can only use Instagram through Meta. Think about that. You get me?
I feel like while that'll happen one day, it's definitely not happening anytime soon, because they are still figuring out the kinks of their own metaverse.
Yeah.
Because something that happened at their Meta Connect is that they showed off that legs are coming to VR.
Oh yeah, which is fucking ridiculous because it should already be there.
But that little footage of like them with legs was pre-rendered. It wasn't actually like there.
Yeah, and even the avatars are terrible for Meta. They're fucking Wii characters, right? They're fucking bad.
A lot of people say that too. It's just like the graphics
ridiculous.
and stuff like that just aren't very good to Meta and whatever. So it's like, you know, their VR chat comparatively looks amazing.
But you know what I think that is? It's what I'm not knowledgeable on this like that, but in terms of scheme, I think what they're trying to do is just what the easy route that the iPhone did. Don't give you nothing until you buy once. Then give you a little more, you buy a second time. Then give you a little more and buy a third time. The whole time, they could have given you the whole hoopla. You get me? But catch the wave of progression. AKA, it may look like shit right now, but Facebook might be more than capable to provide you VR chats, graphics. And for those that don't understand, Metaverse looks like Wii, like the Wii Sports characters, the Mii's. VR chat looks incredible. It looks like designed, accurate, like real cool, everything. And I think Facebook's scheme is that they're going to give inch by inch. So you buy, what's it, Quest? You buy Quest by Quest. To one point you get the Quest 12, the Quest 13, the Quest 13X. Does that sound familiar? That's what iPhone does. You get me? It schemes people. Over the iPhone changed all their ports from one thing to the other. Fucking crazy, right? But who's gonna buy them? Me, my ass. And that's the scheme that they do, you know. And I think that in itself is just business outside of how you can apply it to the real world. But I think ultimately what I'm trying to say is that it may not be T-Mobile, it may not be AT&T, but it'll be Boost Mobile. You get me? You get what I'm trying to say? Like the companies that reign in terms of that spectrum of VR. So I'm referring to phone companies, but in relation, like, you know, VR companies, Meta will definitely always be around. Like you said, $300 billion is well off. It'll just be interesting. And for me, it's all speculation. This is my just guesses because we don't know. But I just think there's dirty work behind the progression of VR. And I think Facebook acknowledging other companies can do way more than what they're providing, you know? But VR is still a crazy experience. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bro, I feel like I said mad shit. I don't even know what I said, but I said it good. I only had 2 beers. I hope I made sense. That made sense, right?
You made sense.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. I love when you bring this shit up too, because I often forget this is such a big section of the progressing world, right?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Like, and I think that's why it's so important to talk about, because it's still so much in the early stages of its life, where we are very much in control of what it turns out to be. And I think that's why this is such a telling sign of like that people don't want Meta to be the face of VR. Yeah. That this is a sign that shows that people are open to competition and they want other VR headsets and other VR companies to get in the mix.
Sure. I mean, people like options. You get me? It's just really how it is. I mean, realistically, the whole joke we have about Android and iPhone, which is better. I mean, realistically, they're both pretty much capable of doing the same thing. You know, like realistically with the phone, what do you need to do? Just be able to call and text. You get me? And there's this design to what this competition of is. Oh, Android sucks, iPhone sucks, even though Android does suck ass. The realistic part of it is that it's a design, right? To make you buy one thing or the other. When realistically, we have phones that can do the world of things that in the 20s, they were like, yeah, we have rock. We have rock and we have mail. I know that's not how it was, but it's pretty amazing. And one thing I wanted to mention is that you said soon, right? But I think soon is such a harsh word, not a harsh word, such a fragile word to use in terms of VR because it's online technology. It's like saying, oh, it'll happen in 100 years to AI. You get me? But AI is capable of, figuring out shit that it would take us 100 years to figure out in like split seconds, right? Because that's what algorithms make, function. Okay. So I think with VR, it's all relative, man. It's all relative to what it's capable of doing and what it's applied to. Maybe not human function, but VR to you don't need to put VR on an AI, but wouldn't that be interesting? An AI seeing through VR, aka computers seeing through 3D and understanding 3D world.
I mean, I feel like before an AI could experience VR, they would need to experience real life. Like, how do you put an AI through VR?
An AI can never experience real life. Never.
So that's what I mean. Like, how will they be able to experience virtual reality? Because virtual reality is still a physical thing that happens
by reaction to what's in front of you. So, like, as you're walking past the bridge, right, and you can't step off this. I mean, I think that's all physics. I don't think that's real life. That's physics.
I just don't think that's VR. Then, if you're just putting an AI through, like, now you're looking at this. Now you're looking at that.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what we're doing? Like we just emotionally connect what our opinions are on the physical aspects of things. But say we were just, leopards, right? What are leopards doing? They have no sentience. They're just real life, right? But they're just reacting to what's in front of them instinctively, right? So I think AI can never be real life, but it can just react to its surroundings, which is what literally everything but human beings do. So AI can do the 99% and humans do the 100%.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, in terms of VR, I don't know how an AI could experience VR, which I would consider
through its lens.
Yeah, but if VR is a physical thing that you have to sort of wear, how do you, like...
I mean, is it really, or is it something you can install? Because when you think of things of Neuralink that's installed...
But that's not VR then.
But it can be in the future. It's not VR. It's not VR for us yet because we aren't at the technology to instill it in humans. But when it does become that, bro, it's going to be, because when you think about prosthetics like limbs and stuff like that,
but that's AR is what I'm getting at.
But I'm saying to you is just like you can I don't know, man. It's possible, man. I don't think. What's the difference between AR for AI and VR for AI?
Well, with AR, that's something that you are experiencing virtual stuff in reality. Virtual reality.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can do both for AI. You can do AR and VR for AI both.
I don't think you can do VR for AI.
I think so.
Because for VR, like, that's something that is completely virtual. Like, that you need to, like, it's like you're putting on a headset. How do you put a physical headset on?
You don't have to put on a headset.
But then that's VR. Not VR.
That's not true, man.
I don't know, man.
Okay. Okay, well, I looked up, let's see. I looked up, does AI experience VR? And I wrote, it's saying, how does AI work in VR? Let me pee first.
Well, I just don't think that VR can apply to AI.
Because they have to put on the actual headset?
Yeah. I feel like AR would be much more easier to replicate for an AI versus VR, because with AR, and like that's a mixture of virtual reality into actual reality. But with VR, it is full just virtual stuff, like full. You are just looking into fakeness, pretty much.
But what about a physics engine for a video game character? If you apply the physics engine to a video game character and to an AI to react to like falling off a bridge or like meeting a big target in front of you, it might not feel emotion or personal experience, reflection, but it could feel reaction is what I'm trying to say. Not feel, but react in general. And I think ultimately, again, when it comes to surroundings or what's depicted as surroundings, it's the same thing, in terms of an intelligent.
You saying that an AI would react is you just saying that like an AI has sentience. Like,
not really. I mean, you design it to react to certain things. You design, again, when you play a video game character like Red Dead Redemption, right? And he falls off a big cliff. What does he do?
He reacts.
And how does he react?
I mean, he falls, but
what does he do when he falls?
He screams.
And what else?
I don't know.
He flails.
Flails.
And when he hits the ground, what happens?
Gets back up.
No, a huge cliff in Red Dead Redemption. He dies.
He dies, sure.
But rather than realistically die, he just stops making noise, right? So if that can happen with, just a video game character, there has to be a way to transfer that into an AI that can, do the same thing with the VR, not necessarily helmet, just, programmed into it and, do the same thing. Again, but no real emotion attached or thoughts.
It's just what I'm getting at is that an AI couldn't do that naturally.
Of course not. Of course not.
But that's what I mean. It's like an AI couldn't do that naturally. It would obviously it would need to be programmed into them to be able to do that.
But that's what I'm saying.
But like an AI can't naturally experience VR. Like that would need to be programmed.
For sure. But with the AI being able to teach itself, then that's when it becomes very interesting. You get me? When it can exist in its own world. And I think with the growing of AI and algorithm that teaches itself, that's where it gets kind of interesting. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when an AI is able to grow within the reality it's given, although it may be that it's, a certain limit that it can be expressed in, it's very interesting. And with an ever expanding, virtual reality or reality to the AI, it'll be interesting to figure out. You get me? Bro, there's a bug that's able to, so Tokyo has a system of railroads, right? A system of railroads that it can function within, and the people use, get to point A, point B, and they built a certain maze or like a structure that resembles the exact system of Japan's area. That's where the railroads are, and they put a little slug in there, or like a bug, and in a couple of weeks or months, that bug was able to figure out a much more efficient way to get from point A to point B, basically reconstructing Japan's railroad systems or like bullet train systems to make it more efficient and better. You get me? And it did it on its own. It didn't do it with no assistance. It was just given, the exact, not architecture, layout of the railroads and the roads in Japan. It's pretty interesting, right? So again, that's life. So different from that, but with that same kind of logic, that same appliance in some sense. Again, we both don't know, to be fair, in the sense of like real scientists. Good banter though. Tell me now, that's pretty good banter.
It's okay.
Give me some knuckles. That was some good banter. I really think so. I really would like to look back at that conversation and see what people think. They're like, skip, shut the fuck up, get to the news. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I think.
But yeah, I mean that was our opening intro.
Pretty crazy.
We went through the quick stories,
the
b-holes as we do.
Yeah, man.
But now we're on down to the real news. And I got some. So I tried to make it a spoopy episode.
Okay.
So I'll admit, one of these stories not very spoopy, unless you are a very closed off Christian protective mother.
Okay. Then to you, it's like fucking Saw meets Freddy Krueger meets Halloween meets Candyman meets Midsommar meets all the scary shit.
This story, the first story that I'll open up with is like fucking Woodfest.
Okay.
Like on tons of acid.
Okay.
That's how excited I was to talk about this story.
Let's fucking do it.
The other two stories, pretty spoopy. I won't lie.
Okay.
The like you read like you hear them and you're like, damn.
All right. I'm fucking excited, Javi.
But yeah, I wanted to make it a spoopy episode because it's Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah,
It's Halloween.
Fuck. We talked about VR. Probably like the most moot conversation. Not really. I mean, it is scary if you think AI is gonna rule the world. It is pretty scary. Ooh,
I'm a robot. I rule the world.
My only chaos is the off switch. That's pretty much it. When AI launches the nuclear weapons, will be.
Have you ever seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Nope.
Oh man.
Nope.
Ooh, slacking.
I'll watch it. Unless we have to for podcast. All right,
But
so,
there's an evil AI in that movie.
I believe it. Thanks for spoiling it. Thanks for the spoilers.
Nah, if you watch it, you would know off the bat.
All right. So let's get to this fucking news story. All right,
Let's fucking
do it.
get to it, my
What's
guy.
up? Hit me with the stories. Let's go.
All right, so I got 3 stories for you, as I do.
Let's go. Don't even tell me what they are. Just go one by one.
You just want me to go one by one?
We going surprise.
All right.
Let's do it.
First story. I'm really excited to tell you about this.
I'm out of here.
I don't know if you heard about this.
What's up?
I think you maybe might have heard of this.
Serial killer?
But guess what?
What's up?
Germany to legalize cannabis use for
30
recreational
grams.
purposes.
30 grams, yeah. I did hear about this. I didn't read the article, but I heard they're allowing 30 grams worth of marijuana right now. Right?
So that's just...
Which is a good amount. It's a good amount of weed. I was thinking about, like, what's an eighth of the weed? Right? And that's like...
An eighth is
like
4 grams.
4 grams. Okay, I said 8 grams.
About 3.8
so
exactly.
So 30 grams is a good amount of weed. And Germans got to chill the fuck out. I think so.
This is just a picture of what it looked like in Berlin, Germany on April 20th.
Just some guy dressed up as a big weed leaf. That's boot. That's fucking as it should be. Again, it's great news and nice. And they're gonna do that for sure, or is it just considering it?
So it's still going through the process of everything. So if I read the article for you,
okay.
Just yesterday, Germany set out plans to legalize cannabis.
Let's go.
A move that Chancellor Olaf Scholz's government said would make Germany one of the first countries in Europe to do so.
Nice.
And pretty much, as you mentioned before, acquiring and possessing 20 to 30 grams of recreational cannabis for personal consumption would also be made legal.
Nice.
But yeah, the health minister, Karl Lauterbach, presented a cornerstone paper on planned legislation to regulate the controlled distribution and consumption of cannabis for recreational purpose amongst adults. And what's really... You know what I think it is? This fucking thing. The laptop was sitting on the controller. Let me double check.
All right, go check. We just got a bunch of mini clips of the whole conversation. It's like, I think, yeah, but Mitch Hedberg, AI. All right.
But the coalition government struck an agreement last year to introduce legislation during its 4-year term to allow the controlled distribution of cannabis in licensed shop. And so at the moment, there's no given timeline for the plan. And pretty much in terms of other countries in Europe and stuff, many countries of the region have already legalized cannabis for limited medicinal purposes, including Germany since 2017. And others have decriminalized its general use while stopping short of making it legal.
Okay.
So again, Germany is sort of one of the first countries in Europe to kind of do this.
Good for Germany.
And they say that the government will also introduce a special consumption tax and develop cannabis-related education and abuse prevention programs.
Yeah.
And the article also spells programs with an E.
Ooh.
So that's Europe for you.
Bitch ass Europe. Smoke more weed. So, marijuana abuse. Man.
The only thing abusing me is the man.
Why is it Germany? Why isn't it Gerwoman-y, man? Mother Earth.
You You ever think about if Adolf was a woman? You think she'd be chill?
Nah, man, she just be bitch. But she probably has some nice tits though.
She probably looked like Bruno.
She probably wouldn't call it concentration camps. She just call it
Camps.
the kitchen. No,
Oh no.
I'm kidding. Bad joke. Bad joke.
Oh no. All right. Let's get back into it.
Made
Okay.
no sense.
Okay.
Just playing. Women are
It's
equal.
what we do here.
Everybody's equal here. I didn't say the kitchen. I said women should get paid just as much as men. That's what I said.
Women should get paid more than men,
You
honestly.
go fuck yourself. Fuck that. Hell no, bro. Fuck out
I
here.
have enough money, okay?
Oh, sorry. women get paid more than Javi. That's my say. Fuck out of pay Javi less. Oh, I have so much money.
But so
What's up?
private self-cultivation is also going to be permitted to a limited extent. So people are going to be able to grow their own shit to a limited extent.
Okay.
And that, which is pretty good, ongoing investigations and criminal proceedings connected to cases no longer illegal would be terminated.
Nice.
So pretty much anyone that's in the process of being caught for this shit,
They're good.
just done for.
Nice.
That's it. No,
Just executed.
just dead.
Hey, man, this is good. Y'all fuck.
But they say that legalizing cannabis could bring Germany annual tax revenues and cost savings of about 4.7 billion euros.
Of course. Check
Which
out
is-
Colorado.
which is about $4.7 billion US.
Yeah. Shekels.
Honestly. And this could create 27,000 new jobs. And this was found by a survey last year.
Some guy named Lenny.
Some dude named Lenny. And this was interesting.
Mhm.
So some 4 million people consumed cannabis in Germany last year. Can you guess the percentage of those that were between the ages of 18 and 24?
87.
25%.
Oh, wow. So people older.
A lot of
Wow.
old heads are smoking weed in Germany.
Duh, man.
A
I knew that.
lot of PTSD motherfuckers probably. Now respect to you guys.
Yeah. You beard motherfuckers.
But
What the hell?
as they say for most things, they say that adding the legislation would squeeze out the cannabis black market, which
Yeah.
is like what they say in
Yeah.
terms for most things of legalizing,
Yeah, which is why
weed
cocaine
and
should
stuff.
be illegal.
And they say that they're basically waiting for everything to go into pre-assessment, and that they will only draft a law once the commission approves a plan.
Okay.
So they're basically just waiting approval.
Mm.
And Nicholas Kapranis, the chief executive of Bloomwell Group, says if the EU Commission says no to Germany's current approach, our government should seek alternative solutions, not just say, well, we tried our best.
Yeah.
And that is one of the Bloomwell Group is one of Germany's largest cannabis firms. So obviously they're gonna say that,
Yeah.
but
Still,
you know,
they have a good point.
Yeah.
It's not like, they have a good joint. Oh, you get what I did there? It's
Oh,
pretty funny. You know what I
my
mean?
God.
It's like, the jokes are pretty high up there. You get what I did? Now let's get back to the can business. Yeah.
Oh my fucking God, Charles, you did it again, you bastard.
That's what I do here. Weed loves to continue.
Okay. All right.
So let's go on, bud.
All right.
Leave this to Javi.
Oh man.
Let's not blaze this joke running any. All right, stop. Stop this. THC.
So Berlin should have a plan B if the EU rejects the legislation.
Okay.
And they added that cannabis imports should be permitted as domestic cultivation, which will not be able to meet demand in the shortest term, but will reach demand in the long term.
Yeah.
And pretty much the decision has stirred a mix of reactions across Europe's biggest economy.
What? This is crazy.
There's a lot of people that are not happy with this idea.
Of course.
And one of them being Germany's Pharmacists Association.
Of course. And, of course the pharmacists are going to be like, no, man, just take these pills. We don't think that's good for you at all.
They warned of the health risks of legalizing cannabis and said it would put pharmacies in medical conflict.
Shut the fuck up.
Pharmacists are healthcare professionals, so quote unquote, a possible competitive situation of purely commercial providers is viewed particularly critically.
Yeah, they're
says
bugging.
Thomas Prels, head of the North Rhine Pharmacists Association.
Suck my dick, Thomas Pros.
Price.
Pros. Sorry, Pros.
But the legislation plan has not been welcomed by all federal states.
Mm-hmm.
So again, a lot of mix going on.
I forgot there were states in Germany or everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty funny. It's not America.
But Bavaria's health minister, for instance, warned that Germany should not become a drug tourism destination in Europe.
Oh yeah, just a big beer one, just a big alcohol.
and that's what people said in the comments.
Stupid ass.
Like
Yeah.
if I can pull up the comments real quick.
Yeah, it's only technology, Javi.
But yeah, they said. One person said, "Solution: legalize it all over Europe."
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Simple as that.
Yeah, man.
But another person said, "Have they been to Berlin?"
All right.
And they just kind of talk about Oktoberfest and how crazy alcohol is over there, and like how alcohol is technically a drug, but
yes, no, it's 100.
as-
It's 100% drug. So is coffee, and so is everything else. You know what I mean? So I think it's ridiculous that again. One good point that I don't mean to bring up the Joe Rogan thing a lot, but I just 'cause I'm watching from the beginning, and one good thing, and I've been hearing a whole lot of it. Great podcast. Is that like you can't go get weed in New York City still, right? I guess you can in some places, right? But you can go to CVS and you can buy fucking as much liquor as you want and die. You get me? Like you can just die off the liquor you buy. It's perfectly legal. And nobody's gonna stop you from buying that much beer. You get me? And it's just as, if not more harmful than any amount of weed. You ever smoke so much weed, you know what happens? You know? Or laughter. That almost killed my throat. You drink a whole shitload of liquor, guess what happens? You don't know. You don't know, man. I saw this video of some guy he was at a party outdoors and he held a firework in his hand. He was drunk. He fucking held the firework in his hand. It blew up and he's in underwear. His hand is blown off.
Oh my God.
His hand is blown off and it's like almost comedically like off. Like it's like, you know, the edges of his wrist kind of spitting out like a flower.
Mhm.
And he has no more hand. And he's drunk. He looks at his blown up hand. And then he takes a sip of his beer and he's like kind of like laughing it off. And his friends like kind of rush him off like, yo, he has no hand for the rest of his life because of that stupid ass decision he made when he was drunk. Now, I'm all for alcohol and stuff like that. I think you could drink, you know, be responsible. But that'll never happen on weed, ever. You know what I mean? Like there's people who fucking, you know, bug out with weed for sure. But still, man, that type of action, that's not going to happen on weed. Like, bro, you near weed, you're not getting near a firework. You say, get me away. I watched that shit from the ground and away 20 feet, man. It's crazy. I'm not going to read this whole article, but I did see this article posted. It's on reason.com. And the headline reads, remember marijuana, people who were convicted of marijuana, Biden said that he would basically, you know, what is it, reverse the charge or some shit like that?
Something like that, yeah.
So this is what the headline reads. This is October 24th, 2022. Really recent. Biden's marijuana pardons did not free a single federal prisoner or deliver the expungement he promised. So I'm just going to read the first paragraph. Edwin Rubis has served more than 2 decades of a 40-year federal prison sentence for participating in marijuana distribution operation. Taking into account good time credit, he is not scheduled to be released until August 2032. So he's amongst 3,000 federal prisoners whose cannabis-related sentences were unaffected by President Joe Biden's mass pardon for low-level marijuana offenders. So that's crazy. So, like, you know, yeah, it's good. It's all shits and giggles for this and that, but it's pretty fucking disappointing how, you know, I mean, I'm not even getting the Brittany Griner thing because that just sucks for her. She just started her 9-year sentence in Russia. for the vape cartridge. That just sucks for her. Like, I have no comment on that just because I already talked about it before on the podcast. Check out the episode. I forget which one. But yeah, it's just sad, man, because people aren't gonna be in jail for 10 more years for, you know, marijuana distribution when you can go to Cali and just go get high whenever you want. It's sad.
It is. So it's just, in this case of Germany and stuff, it's like, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because ideally, like, things like this aren't going to be an issue anymore.
Yeah.
And they say that for some of the cities that are in favor of the legalization or the recreational use of cannabis, they say that Germany's Greens said that decades of prohibiting cannabis have only exacerbated the risks.
Mm-hmm.
They say that, quote unquote, because too restrictive conditions for the legal market only promote the black market for particularly strong cannabis, said by lawmaker Kristen Kappert.
Bitch ass. No, I'm kidding.
So, you know, there's a lot of back and forth. You know, a lot of people like would agree with agree with us of just on the fact that it's like, you know, making it illegal does more harm than it does good. And
it makes it more dangerous when you consume any like cannabis that you don't know where it's from. Like, I only buy weed. There you go, correction. Of, you know, reliable drug dealers that I bought off for a long time. Again, weed dealers, not drug dealers. Gotta correct myself. It's the man that confused my mind. Look what God did, man. And yeah, I mean, it's just it's scary out there because you can still get, you know, terrible stuff. And, you know, a lot of people, I hear their first time smoking weed or eating edible, they think it was laced or it was laced. I do think that maybe they just couldn't take the high, you know, but some people, you know, have had lace experiences, and that sucks. And that wouldn't happen if we had legalized weed. I'll pay a tax. You know, I'll pay the tax for some fucking legalized good weed. In Austin, Texas, they don't have weed legalized. You know what they have legalized? Delta 8 and Delta 9.
Bruh.
So it's like, you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like fake weed almost, right? It's not really. Like, it's supposed to be very close to weed, but it's not at all weed. You know, you know exactly what it is? So it's like the little components of the weed. I forget exactly how it goes. I can look it up in a bit, but it really is just the closest thing you can get to weed, but it's not. That's why it's allowed there in Austin. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I mean, Delta 8 is legal here, and it's like, I don't think I've smoked Delta 8.
You smoke actual weed.
Like, you know? I probably could have been played at some point and have been given Delta 8. Yeah. But I don't think I've smoked Delta 8 at any point.
I wouldn't want to. I'd rather smoke real THC, like good weed.
Yeah, I think I've been fine because I think I would notice if I didn't get like as high as I do from regular weed. So
yeah, that's what I hear. I'm not trying it when I'm in Texas. I'd rather just take my chances, ask for a dealer around hand, and just. But I'm not smoking that trash.
Yeah, no,
I like weed, man. Weed is. I haven't smoked it as much, but I told you the other day I got high. Was super bad. Laughed my ass off. Fell asleep. So fun. So fun. I might do that tonight. Fuck. Yeah. But shout out to Germany.
Yeah, man. I don't got much left of the story for you.
Okay.
All they really say is that they say, well, they kind of almost push the direction of the legalization towards like the marketization of it all.
Yeah.
Where Lars Mueller, the chief executive, Lars Mueller, the chief executive of German cannabis firm Symbiotic, said that this step was quote unquote almost like winning the lottery.
Nice.
And he says, when the time comes, we will be able to offer franchise-like models for cannabis stores in addition to our own stores. And that's pretty much all I got for you with the article. Germany's legalizing, or at least in the process of legalizing cannabis, which is pretty exciting.
Pretty fun. Gives me a reason to go to Germany.
Yeah, and like even to that sentiment of like, we don't want Germany to be don't want Germany to be a location of like drug infused trips and whatever. It's just like, you guys have Amsterdam.
Yeah. Honestly speaking,
What
I
are you
didn't know
guys
that. I didn't know that was
talking
in,
about?
but that's in Europe or that's in Germany?
That's in Europe.
So, but still, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's one of the most famous places to do drugs. You know what I'm trying to say? But I guess Germany just thinks high and mighty of itself, and I guess that all comes down to shitty old politicians that just need to die already. What?
Damn, your words, not mine. Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, America's fucked up with their politicians. So yeah, fuck these. I mean, Questlove put up a really good point. This guy, Steve Bannon, I forget what he's involved in. He's involved with the whole Trump stuff. He got sentenced to 4 or 6 months in prison for like evading a court order or something like that. Something very serious, you know.
Okay.
And he got again 4 to 6 months in prison or a very small time. And then Questlove from what's it called, The Roots, he put up a post. He's like, this guy evades a court order, a subpoena by the government, by the court, like Supreme Court, something like that. Something very serious. You can look it up. Steve Bannon. I don't remember the specifics. But somebody with weed gets fucking 4 years in jail, 5 years in jail. You know, like, tell me America is America without telling me America is America. You know, like it's crazy how this guy can get away with anything. Some guy named Lindsey Graham doesn't have to testify anymore because a judge blocked it. I know this may sound like, to you and me, I don't know what I'm saying, but I do know exactly what I'm saying because the references I'm making is basically political injustices that are being served to the minority, and the people in the 1% or in Congress just get to do whatever they want. You get me? And it's just unfair. And it's crazy how people today can be in jail for drugs, especially ones that are deemed drugs like marijuana. And it's sad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sad.
I mean, some people like myself wouldn't even consider marijuana a drug.
It's not a drug. I confuse it with drug all the time because it's grouped, like selfishly because of, the government and like police and stuff like that. But it's not. I don't think it's a drug at all. I think it's a natural plant. Do we call oranges drugs? Let me stop. You know what I mean, right? Like, I agree with you. Only time I call it a drug is just because it gives off the effect that you are taught as a young age that drugs do. But it really is just a plant that makes you feel very happy, either hungry, a little paranoid, reflected, but it's nice, more positive than negatives, and I think that paranoia you're feeling, just straight up what you need to be thinking. You get me? That's life.
Yeah, man. I've Josh and I have talked about this, but it is like, I'm surprised that he feels the same way.
What's up?
But it is so hard for either of us to understand what it means to go through like a bad trip.
Again, like shrooms and acid, or just
marijuana? A bad high. I mean to say.
But I think you guys smoke so often. You get me? I think you smoke every day, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. I think when you take a break off weed for a long time, like a real long time, like a tolerance break, people say. I think that, again, it's not a bad high. It's just a reality check. And it's also, I mean, for me, like I used to smoke a shitload of weed all the time, bro. Wake up, hit a bong, spend the rest of the day hitting the bomb, go outside, hit the vape, go with my friends, smoke a joint, come home, smoke a bomb. That was my day for like fucking 3 years straight. You get me? And then I stopped. For a bit. And now when I smoke, it's just like, it's not that I'm like, crazy sad about everything or paranoid, but it's just like, I'm just not like one hit of weed I'm Gucci with, and it really is that. But it's also just a lot to take in because like when I smoke, I haven't smoked in a bit. You get me? So I wouldn't call it a bad high. I think a bad high is when you're high, haven't smoked in a bit, and you're surrounded by just evil, like evil people and evil situations, or like say you smoke and you get beat up or something, then that's a bad high. You get me? But
I don't know, man. I had a friend that like would experience bad highs if he got too high.
Yeah, but I think that's a lot of personal stuff, and not for nothing. Like some people say, like he's just being a pussy, and I don't mean to be in a bad way. Like, because for me, like I won't lie to you, I get too high, like I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? And I don't feel good. I feel like, I've had one bad high in my life. You get me? And it was very personal, and I had to hug Beatrice really hard, and I was like crying, like I was really sad. But it wasn't the weed that was doing that. It was just myself and what I was going through. You get me? And I know that for sure because weed doesn't do that to you. You do that to you. And weed just brings out your thoughts and your like self, your emotions and stuff. But I think also when you smoke every day, like you definitely develop a tolerance for it where you get to enjoy it, but it doesn't hit you as much as you do. I genuinely know that. As a fact,
like I've taken tolerance breaks before. Like,
but how long? What's your longest tolerance break?
Like 6 months.
Well, I mean, even then, bro, like, like try longer, try like a year, try like, 2 years, try like a long ass time, try like I think it just, I mean, again, everybody's different too. I think it's also an individual as well. You know?
I mean, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
It's just like, I'm not trying to say that bad highs don't
Yeah.
exist. I'm just saying, like, personally,
Yeah.
I've never experienced a bad
Yeah.
high. So it's
Definitely.
personally,
Yeah.
it's difficult for me to like connect or
Mhm.
relate to that. I was just
Yeah.
like, I don't know what that feels like.
But
I genuinely don't.
Again, I don't think I've ever had a bad high either. I just always think that I've had bad moments within myself when I was high. You get me? Because that's what I genuinely think. Because I don't associate negativity with marijuana. I don't, because marijuana doesn't do that to you. You get me? I think it has to do with where you are in a state of mind. You get me? Like your state of mind at the moment has everything to do with when you get high. I think so. And yeah, I mean that's just what I believe. And but I mean at the end of the day, you know, to each his own, and I think everybody's different, you know, like just with anything. And yeah, but I don't know. But still, to me, I still think to this day that weed is fine. Like I have fun with it and everything. I've been smoking way more than I have in a long time, and all I've had was fun. But then I get man introspective. I'm just like, what the fuck? Man? I'm just there like, what the hell is happening? But it's super fun. Then I just fucking watch a video or some shit and just hang out and, you know, just get my psyche right, you know, and everything. And it's interesting. It's fun. But I remember eating edibles all the time, bro, and just fucking having a blast. Edibles are probably crazy, but edibles are actually psychoactive. They go through your body a different way.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different thing. So that's why I think a lot of people who've had bad highs in edibles, they just think that they're having like a laced, you know, brownie or something, but really it's just your body processes edibles way different. It's like 11 hydroxy something like that. That's what it's called. Yeah,
I've definitely heard of that before. I don't remember the details of it exactly, but I know that like edibles definitely hit you different, and like that's why they produce a different high, and whatever the case is. So it's just I've never had an edible that has knocked me on my ass.
It's 11 hydroxy. I mean, let me zoom in because my eyes ain't as good as they used to be. 11 hydroxy tetrahydrocannabinol. It's referred to as 11 hydroxy THC, is the main active metabolite of what I just said, which is formed in the body after THC is consumed. So that's what it is. That's the whole real thing about it. And it's weird. I mean, it's weird. But edibles are super fun, man. I've had some great ass time with edibles, and one of my favorite memories is that not favorite, but this is one of the funniest ones where I ate an edible, right? I'll have a couple, man. But I ate one time. This is a normal story. And I go to Chipotle. I ate one. And I go to Chipotle with my friends. And it's been a while and we're hanging out. We go to Central Park. And I'm like, damn, this is not hitting at all. Like, I just wasted my money, right? And so we're just hanging out, laying on the blanket. I'm like, this sucks. Like, I just wasted my money. I thought it was going to be high as fuck. Beautiful sunny day. We're in Central Park, laying on the blanket. And then we start throwing the football. And then I throw the football. And then like, we're all far apart, but we're catching it. I'm throwing it, catching it, throwing it. And then I'm just like, oh my God, this is the best. So I just start throwing the football, coming back. And then I go to the middle of the blanket and I'm like, bruh. And I just laid down and I'm just high as fuck, laying in the sun, just having some of the most beautiful fucking times of my fucking life. And it was just amazing. It was so blissful. It was so, and I love being in the sun when I'm high. I love it so much, man. One of the first times I ever got high, man. I swear this is true. I used to sweat a lot. Like I still do. Now I'm a little fucking chubs. So I sweat a little bit, but I used to sweat way more, like doing nothing. You get me? Like I would walk 2 blocks drenched. And one day I got a little drunk, but then I smoked weed and I sat in the sun because we were like like a store outing, like a Starbucks. And we were just sitting there and somebody gave a speech or some shit. And so I'm sitting there and I got high as fuck and I chose to sit in the sun. So the sun is beaming on me. I can't really move my seat because I'm a little high and I don't want to make a little noise to get eyes on me. So I'm just like taking the sun like, and I was there like, holy shit, this sucks ass. But ever since then, I don't sweat as much as I used to. Call it bullshit. Don't call it bullshit. Whatever you want. I know for sure. I don't know what that's called. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just like a sudden change in my body and stuff like that. But it's very interesting. And it's cool. And I love being in the sun when I'm high. So yeah, that's a little Frankie fact.
Good for you, man. I just like being high.
Good, bro. And as you should, as everybody should. I never want to give a bad rep to weed at all. Even if I don't smoke as much as I used to, I still think it's a very, very beautiful drug. And I never want to put it down because, you know, it's just, you know, my experiences are different from yours and everybody else's. But weed is such a fun drug to be on. You get me? I remember siphoning 6 blunts on my 10-minute break. Oh, no, I was off. My coworker was on a 10-minute break. We were smoking 6 blunts around the corner. We all smoke. And then she goes back to work high as fuck. And we're like, yep, that's life. Can't do that with alcohol, though.
Can't do that with alcohol.
Can't go in 10-minute break, take 3 shots of vodka, and go back acting like you're okay. That's when you're about to quit. All right, let's go on to the next one.
But yeah, that's cannabis getting legalized in Germany.
Yeah, man.
So, next story I got for you. Title: Black woman who escaped basement dungeon says 2 others killed by Missouri abductor.
What the fuck? Missouri? I guess she was pretty Missouri.
Yeah, she was pretty yeah.
What the hell happened, bro?
I lost.
Not you, the story.
Oh.
I messed up my words.
My brain shut off. I was like, Missouri.
The good thing is that you tried.
I tried.
You tried. So what happened to this lady? Damn, poor black woman.
So, a 22-year-old black woman who was allegedly abducted and tortured for weeks, locked in a Missouri basement, says she was not the only one who was held captive by 39-year-old Timothy Hazlitt Jr.
My friend's name is Timothy.
Damn.
But it's not Hazlitt, though.
Okay.
What the hell?
This Timothy Hazlitt Jr. is a white man who has been charged with her rape, kidnapping, and assault. And so the woman, who was identified only as TJ in court filings, escaped from captivity and told witnesses who helped her that her friends, quote unquote, did not make it out.
Damn.
And so this whole story has been causing a lot of outrage from the black community and members of Kansas City and Missouri. And last month, neighborhood advocates went public with fears that, quote unquote, a serial killer was targeting black women and girls after an alleged 4 murders and 3 kidnappings occurred in the span of weeks.
Jesus Christ.
At the time, the Kansas City police said the claims were, quote unquote, completely unfounded. And the article continues that TJ escaped captivity from the basement of a home in Excelsior Springs, a neighborhood of Kansas City, on the morning of October 7th, after being in prison for about a month. And what's interesting from the comments of this story is that Excelsior Springs is about a 40-minute drive outside of Kansas City.
Ooh.
So this article, while it says this is a neighborhood of Kansas City,
it's like 40 miles away.
Yeah.
40 minutes or miles?
40 minutes.
Okay.
So it's like...
well, I mean, it's Kansas City. I mean, New York City, everything's so close. Maybe Kansas City, that's how like it works. I don't know. 40 minutes is still 40 minutes though.
From what it seems like from the comments is that Kansas City is a pretty condensed city. So the fact that this is 40 minutes outside of like the main city is kind of a big deal because
kind of out the way.
Yeah, because it exactly that. It's out of the way. So it's like the fact that she escaped from this, and it's like people were saying that the police have probably been looking in the wrong areas the whole time. Because what I'll get to later is that the police haven't necessarily had the best history with looking into this in Kansas City.
Come on, Kansas City, please do better.
But she escaped on the morning of October 7th after being in prison for about a month.
Damn, bro.
She was found still wearing a metal collar locked with a padlock that the police had to remove.
What the fuck?
And she also had duct tape wrapped around her neck and was also wearing a latex lingerie.
Damn.
And so the court filings detail that Hazlitt kept TJ locked in, quote unquote, a small room in the basement that he had built. He kept the restraints and handcuffs on her wrists and ankles.
Scary.
TJ also told the police that she had been whipped and raped repeatedly by her captor. She managed to escape when Hazlitt left the house to drop his child off at school, which is crazy because it's like, this dude's a fucking dad.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. So sadly, I'm not surprised.
But TJ, she went door to door banging on multiple neighbors' houses seeking help.
They were like, no, we don't want to join your Jehovah's Witnesses.
Imagine. Oh my God. You know, that's crazy that you say that because something like that almost happens in the next story.
Oh, spoiler alert.
But Lieutenant Ryan Dowdy.
Gosling.
Nope.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Ryan Dowdy of the Excelsior Springs Police at a press conference outside of Hazlitt's home said it was repeatedly apparent that she had been held against her will for a significant period of time, which just goes without saying, honestly.
Yeah.
But according to authorities and media reports, TJ said that Hazlitt had also kidnapped and killed 2 of her friends.
Damn, bro.
Though investigators have yet to find other missing people in Hazlitt's home, and cadaver dogs were seen searching his backyard. So they're looking as much as they can into this to see if there actually are other victims of this dude.
Jesus Christ. Have they arrested him?
He's arrested.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, good. It's like, good Gucci.
But
No.
they say we have no further victims that we are aware of at this specific moment in time. And they say she made mention of other victims, but there's no signs of them at this time that we have found. So again, they're looking into it. But Hazlitt was arrested the same day that TJ escaped on October 7th.
Yeah.
And he is being held in a $500,000 bond for charges of first-degree rape, kidnapping, and second-degree assault.
I wonder if he can get out by saying that he didn't do that. Like, you know, like, is there any proof? Not to like shit on TJ. I believe her completely. But, you know, like, is there any proof that he held her? Or is TJ the only, like, proof?
Well, there have been a lot of reports of like other missing people and things from the area and stuff like that.
Does that connect this guy, the Hazard guy, with that? You know what I'm trying to say?
No,
like,
I know what
like,
you're getting at.
yeah,
It's just like
curious.
it's just like from what it seems like,
Yeah.
everything seems like that it is on this guy.
But that's not what I'm trying to say. Nah, I'm not even coming at you. You know what I'm
No,
you get me?
I know what you're saying.
I'm not Team Hazard, whatever his name.
Yeah.
Fuck
I know
that guy.
I know what you're saying. It's just like everything seems like that it was this guy, but we don't have definitive answers yet.
That's
that
how
it was
motherfuckers-
this guy.
That's how motherfuckers get free. You get me? Like, I'm really hoping that it is this guy in the sense that he gets arrested and he never does this to anybody ever again. But it'll be shitty to be like, oh, he's free because there was no, definitive proof that it was this guy. I'm just thinking about the asshole side of things, just because that's pretty much how the law works. What is it? Unreasonable doubt. Beyond a reasonable doubt. Oh, it's too much court.
But like I mentioned before, around the time that TJ went missing,
Ugh, give me chills, bro. I don't like the stories. It's sad.
it's pretty spoopy, right?
It's a little disgusting. Poor TJ.
But
Max.
oof,
TJ Maxx, you're a star. You remember that commercial?
I don't.
I don't think it went like that, but something like that. That's an old commercial. All right.
But again, around the time that TJ went missing, leaders in Kansas City, black community were raising concerns that multiple black women and girls were being targeted and going missing.
Jesus Christ.
And that last month, the Kansas City Defender published a video of Bishop Tony Caldwell relaying information that he received that the missing women had been abducted from Prospect Avenue. And what's crazy, you want to know where the court filing showed that TJ was abducted from?
Nope. I don't. Nah, where?
From Prospect Avenue.
Which is where?
From the place that Tony Caldwell, the bishop, was saying that missing women had been abducted from.
Oh, so it matches.
So
She.
the black community, they were basically on it. They knew exactly what was happening and they were on top of this shit.
Shout out to the black community.
And what's sad is that
my
the police didn't really believe them.
Of course, because that's shitty of them for not believing them and stuff like that.
Yeah, the police dismissed the community concerns, issuing a statement saying that, quote unquote, there's no basis to support this rumor. And they continue to say, we are aware.
Damn, I feel like the police now say that there's no proof. Shit.
Damn, Frankie.
Fuck.
About to put a badge on you, buddy.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing here? Sir, this is my house. What are you doing here? Now, there's a sad story about some guy who was, sorry, it's really sidetracked. He was watering his neighbor's flowers, and the neighbor of the neighbor that he was watching the house for, he was a black man. They called the cops on him, and they were like, "What are you doing here watering flowers?" He's like, "I'm watering flowers for my neighbor." And they were like, "Yeah, we got a call from the neighbor that this is not your property." He's like, "I'm watering flowers as a favor," and they arrested him, handcuffed him, and everything. Super fucking sad, super disgusting. And it's fucking tragic that they would arrest the black man because he's watering flowers for his neighbor, and the other person didn't feel safe. It's fucking. That's how terrible it is. That's how crazy it is out there. So that's a terrible story. I'll get more details later. My fingers are just lazy, but I'm nowhere associated with these bitch ass cops. I'm just being not transparent. I'm just trying to go through all the crevices of everything. And I mean, realistically, that's how shitty cops get away with things, by saying you don't have any proof, and they look at that side of things without trying to find out what's happening and stuff. But that's not judicial system, just like just how the policing works and stuff. Sad as fuck. Team Frankie.
But the Kansas City police, they continue to say, "We are aware of the social media posts circulating regarding the murder of 4 women in Kansas City, Missouri, in the past week at the hands of a quote-unquote serial killer, and the report of 3 additional women missing." They continue to say, "We want to make public aware that this claim is completely unfounded. There has been 1 female homicide victim in the last 6 weeks, which occurred in the 3600 block of Cypress Avenue." So pretty much the Kansas City police maintain that no reported murders or kidnappings occurred consistent with the community's claims. So they were saying, like, you guys are saying this, but from what we're reporting, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
So it was just a sort of he said, she said type of bullshit going on. And they say that the community's claims and the Excelsior Springs Police Department told CNN that, quote unquote, in order to begin a missing persons investigation, someone would need to file a report with our department identifying the missing party. And it's unclear if TJ was ever reported missing. So there is that fairness that you could say of just like, these missings, these people that have gone missing haven't been reported.
That's so crazy, bro. That's so crazy.
So if they haven't been reported, obviously the police can't do much.
Yeah, but it's so crazy. Like, what if you have nobody to report you? You get me? And you're like, well, I guess you don't matter. You get me? It's
that's why it's a shitty situation, because it's like, on the one hand, okay, maybe they weren't reported, but on the other hand, it's like, maybe like if the community is saying something,
there's enough outreach to raise concern.
So it's just it's a shitty situation overall. But
damn, $500,000 bail, that guy's fucked.
Oh yeah,
that guy's fucked, as he should be.
But Bishop Caldwell, who is one of the first community leaders to raise alarms about the missing Black women and girls,
I just imagine him picking up an alarm. I'm raising it.
I'm raising the alarm.
Literally. What he said though.
But he told CNN that authorities often don't take Black people seriously when their loved ones go missing,
it sucks.
writing them off as quote unquote runaways. He says, quote unquote, if that young lady would not have escaped, we wouldn't be talking today.
Yeah.
And here's a mugshot of the perpetrator, Hazlitt.
Oh man, that's so weird to look at that guy.
Look at that.
So
look at that piece
weird.
of shit right
Stop
there.
showing me. He looks like what's his name? The guy from Home Improvement. What's his name? The guy with the beard. You remember what I'm talking about? The
I don't know.
Oh man, he's a cool guy, but he looks like him mixed with Charles Manson. Like, hold on, let me show you.
Yeah,
Jim Belushi? No, it wasn't Jim Belushi. Hold on, but I'll show you right now.
Yeah, that's
Don't he look like this guy? Don't he look like him?
Oh man.
He looks exactly like him. Oh, look up Al Borland. Oh no, I think that was Richard Karn. That was his actual name. His name in the show was Al Borland. But he looks exactly like him. And the flannel. Man, that sucks ass. It was a good show.
Yeah, that's how that piece of shit looks like.
Fuck him.
And Bishop Caldwell continues to say, that's exactly what we were telling people. I'm sorry people didn't act on it any sooner.
Yeah.
It's absolutely tragic that the other young ladies didn't make it.
Yeah.
It's horrible. A lot of times we were even trying to give the police information so they can act on it because the people in the streets don't trust them. And now we can see that's rightfully so.
Yeah.
And which is interesting is that on top of the recent outrage, the Kansas City Police Department has been under investigation by the U.S. Justice Department of all people for alleged racism against black officers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
So it goes to show that even in Kansas City, they're still dealing with this sort of racism and things like that, where even within their own police force, where if I tell you right now that if I can find the numbers.
If only you could. If only you could.
If only I could.
If only you could.
If only I could.
If only you could. Find that shit already. In recent numbers.
In recent numbers.
We're just trying to stall. In recent numbers, Javi's right, like in about 7 seconds, Javi's going to put up right now.
Okay. So black officers was
black
lower.
Officers.
What'd I say?
Block.
I said black officers was lower than it had been decades ago. And that the black officers were disproportionately disciplined by KCPD, and at least 18 officers had left because of racism over a 15-year period. So
do better, Kansas City.
So, they're dealing with a lot of racism over there in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that even amongst the people that should be protecting them, racism is preventing them from helping them.
That's super sad, especially when it leads to just the neglect of people who you could have staved up upon the hands of this monster right here. And poor TJ, honestly speaking. I mean, it's like an interesting story because, spoopy and everything, all like that. But it's disappointing. And, it has that, sensitive part where it's just, it really brings all together a shitload of just American problems, and I'm not saying racism doesn't exist outside of America, but we live here. And to have that happen in like neighboring states or outward states or even far states is just sad because this is what happens when you're, how can I say, just, law enforcement system is just corrupt within itself and it affects outwards of that, the people you're supposed to protect, sad, super sad and just disappointing. But TJ's, I hope she's good right now. Of course, she won't be mentally for a long time because that's traumatizing as fuck. But the show must go on. Let me stop. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, that's what happened in Kansas City recently. And it's a pretty shitty thing where it's like, I wanted to get spoopy with it, so I got spoopy with it.
You got real spoopy with it, bro. About to go hug my mom.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you got anything else to say to that.
That was a story in itself, however that goes. In itself. Right?
In of itself.
In of itself. There we go. Rest in peace to the two people that died, honestly speaking.
And rest in peace to anyone who else might have died.
Oh, my response was this. This is very, very short. There was I forget where. I have it saved in my YouTube. Should I look it up? Nah, I'll look it up. But the story is basically this. Somewhere in the world, I think in the States, there was a lady who went to the cops and said that her father murdered a whole bunch of people. And then when she was younger, he made her bury all those people when she was a kid. And
holy shit.
Yeah, so that happened. And how can I say? And so the police are investigating and they went to the house and they searched everything. But, they're searching at the moment. But then the other sister said that never happened. So, they're trying to do what they can, but the father, as of now, has been deceased. And so they can't really do anything. And it kind of sucks because it's just like, but that happened very recently.
Oh,
and,
man.
I have it right here, actually. Earth Mind Matter News. I have a little thing right here. Earth Mind Matter News. Let's see if I can find it. Dang, what the fuck? I can't find it? Oh, believe me. Believe me, man.
Nah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Let's just say it was Florida.
No.
Hold on, I got you right now. 1 second. Wait. You know what I say to that?
What?
You know what I say to that?
What?
You know what I say to that?
What?
I'm taking a piss. Well, I mean, again, back to that. Poor TJ. Fuck that guy who's in jail. Rest in peace to the others. But you know what? Some cool shit I just found out from Jonathan, our CFO Slime.
What's up?
The flying motorcycle that's capable of being 15,000 feet in the air will be available next year.
Oh, really?
Ooh, I don't know how true this is, but it says Jetpack Aviation's quote, the speeder, is a sci-fi dream made a reality. It's like a Star Wars speeder crossed with a jet ski and a helicopter. Featuring 4 turbojet engines, the 231-pound machine can run on kerosene or diesel fuel. It's also fully stabilized and features a fly-by-wire, and now it's ready to hit the market. What the fuck, bro? This is how it looks like, apparently. It's going to cost $380,000. Here's a little YouTube video on it. I don't want no fucking copyright. Let's see how it looks like. That's crazy, right? What the fuck? This is black ass video. Come on, hurry up. What? No way, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Right now, we're looking at Grand Theft Auto, some guy flying through a fucking city.
Bruh.
I doubt it. I doubt that'll be released. But if it does, that'll be kind of crazy. No way it'll fly that smoothly. But, I mean, drones do it.
I don't know, man.
That looks kind of crazy, right? That looks like cartel written all over it, bro. Like, imagine there's a cartel just driving around in fucking flying motorcycles. Give me your money. That looks fake as fuck.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll believe it when I see it too. Hell no. But apparently it's happening. Look it up. Google first flying motorcycle. It aced its first successful TV run. Test run. What am I saying?
It had a pilot. It's going to have its own show now.
Something, bro. Fly with me. That's crazy. We've been shooting for like 5 hours, 6 hours now.
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea what you're saying. What the hell?
What are you saying?
Starlight, son. Look it up. All right. So now we up to the third story. What's up?
You're up to the third story,
Give me
my
that
guy.
third story. I almost read the headline on my way back from the bathroom, but I didn't do it. I just
Nice.
I read a mother. That's all I saw.
Okay.
All right, so what's up?
So,
What's up?
the young woman behind a last mystery of the Green River Killer.
Ooh.
A mother lost her daughter 40 years ago.
Damn.
Until investigators knocked on her door, she had no idea what had happened.
What the fuck? She just didn't know her daughter died? Or she knew her daughter died, but not how?
She didn't know that her daughter died.
What the fuck? Come on. She's the killer. She's the killer. Come on. What the hell?
Well, stay tuned, motherfucker.
All right. What's up?
So, the article opens up. This is a very well-written article. It's written by Leah Worthington.
Okay. Princess over here. I see what I did there. You see what I did there?
Nice.
You wearing a Star Wars shirt?
Nice. But the article opens up with Cecile Gasper wasn't home when the first men showed up. It was mid-October 2020, and she and her husband, Warren, were spending the day with a grannies, their weekly babysitting engagement. But she caught a glimpse of the visitors through her doorbell camera, and noticing their tucked-in shirts, she shrugged them off as Mormon missionaries.
Mm-hmm.
They came by again while she was out.
Ooh.
So the Mormon stuff again,
Yeah.
which is
People
why,
coming to the door and everything.
yeah, which is why I call that out.
Mm.
But pretty much they kept coming back, and eventually her husband answered the door, and they responded with the fact that they were from the King County's Sheriff Office from Seattle.
Okay.
And
the Mormons?
These Mormons
supposed Mormons
were detectives.
Oh, what the
from
hell?
the King County's Sheriff's Office in Seattle. And this is happening in Southwest Colorado.
All right.
So they're coming from a long place.
Yeah.
To just come over here. And they knew this woman's name. They knew Cecile Gasper. They knew her name, and they wanted to speak with her.
Okay.
And she was stunned.
Mormons.
Spoopy.
Religion.
But pretty much they came with information about her daughter. And they came with their daughter's Wendy.
All right.
They came with news about her. And Wendy had run away from home about 36 years prior.
Jesus Christ.
And Miss Gasper had long since stopped waiting for a call.
So she says.
Now, the detectives said they finally had answers. And the answers were that Wendy Stevens, at 14, had been identified as the youngest victim of the serial murderer Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer.
Oh, shit.
So, this is a very upsetting story.
I'm out of here. No, I'm kidding. Let me know. I'm kind of interested now. And then the black community said, we got you.
We got you, bastard.
All right, what happened?
But Miss Gasper, she says, I was able to hold it together until toward the end, where my defenses finally started falling apart. How could anybody wrap their head around their daughter being killed by a serial killer?
Yeah.
But the article continues that Miss Gasper was hardly alone, and that throughout the 1980s and 90s, Mr. Ridgway, one of America's most devastating serial killers, terrorizing King County in Washington, though convicted of killing 49 young women and girls, has confessed to 71 murders.
Jesus Christ.
And some investigators believe the actual murder number to be even higher than that.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
And so the article says that the sheer number of women he killed and over such a long period of time meant so many unknowns. There were women he confessed to killing whose bodies were found and identified, but what had they endured in their last hours? The questions continue with, there were women he confessed to killing but whose bodies could not be found. Were they actually dead? Or there were women whose bodies were found but not identified. What mother had been missing them for decades? And so there's just a lot of mysteries that this Mr. Ridgway has created just through his actions.
I just heard a loud thump, scared the shit out of me.
I heard that as well.
Oh my God. All right. So there's a lot of bodies that are either missing or dead that are basically revolving around, what's his name?
Mr. Ridgway.
Mr. Ridgwood. Like which way? All right.
So, and this is where the article gets interesting because a lot of these bodies, because of the fact that this was happening about 40 years ago and stuff, is that a lot of these bodies couldn't be identified due to a lack of technology.
Yeah, like deterioration of the body and shit like that.
Not even that. It's just like we didn't have the technology to identify these corpses.
Like iPhones.
Yeah, we didn't have the iPhone 14.
We didn't have the valve index.
We didn't have the valve index to identify these fucking bodies.
The detectives weren't entertained enough. Therefore, they weren't as interested in solving his crimes. But I guess, what do you mean? Technologies in terms of forensics?
In terms of forensics.
Okay.
So I'll get into that in a little bit. But like the reason why all of this was such a mystery is because we were just literally lacking the technology.
We were ignorant.
We were ignorant.
We were ignorant.
And it's okay.
It's not okay. This time it's not okay.
We're learning.
We're learning. We're just ignorant. Don't worry. We're just ignorant.
Shout out to our last episode.
That we filmed a week ago. Yeah,
on Monday of last week.
Michael Jackson Thriller, throwback to the, we're not ignorant. I'm gonna do the rest of the podcast in this voice.
But, it's not even much of a last week because, both of these episodes are coming out on Halloween, motherfuckers.
PM. Shout out to Javi editing this shit. I'll be on a plane. But we're not done yet. We got the A.M.C section coming up. Oh. All right. So lack of technology, dead bodies. All right.
But pretty much the identity of Wendy Mary Steffens was one of those unknowns.
Okay.
And after nearly 40 years of worrying and wondering, Miss Gasper knows what happened to her daughter. And through interviews with family members, police officers, and forensic investigators, which they were able to stitch together of the life and death of a young woman who is known as Jane Doe B10.
Ooh.
Longer than she was known as Wendy. So they refer to her as Jane Doe B10.
Because they couldn't identify her and everything.
And the B10, I'll just spoil it now. B10 was the amount of bones that they were able to find of her.
That's fucking wild.
So they refer to her as B10.
That reminds me of the science project you do in class where you open up the bat's poop and you find a couple bones and you're like, oh, this bat ate a rat. Because there's like rat bones and stuff. Mm-hmm. Damn. That sucks for you, Wendy. No racial.
No racial.
No racial.
But before her disappearance, Wendy was, in her mother's words, a quote-unquote magical kid.
She alright. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. She could like levitate. Dress teleport. Wong, 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 wong. I'm magical.
But she was born...
Not magical enough.
Damn.
Sorry, Wendy.
But she was born on October 10th of 1968.
Oh, damn.
And she was the only daughter of Miss Gasper and her then husband, Charles Steffens.
Damn.
Who recently died in 2014.
Oh, that sucks for the wife. Was it Charles Gasper?
The husband was Charles Steffens.
What was the wife? Jasper?
The wife was Cecile Gasper.
Okay.
But where was I?
B10.
Yeah. So they said that after her and her husband Charles Steffens separated pretty soon after Wendy was born, and so Miss Gasper at the time said when she was 17 said that raising Wendy as a single teenage mother was surprisingly easy.
Oh shit.
She quote unquote said she was everybody's dream of a kid, not a crier, not a whiner. I had no idea what you were getting into with her talking all the time. She's one of those people you meet that would be like, that's too much information.
Damn, now I'm sad. I feel bad for her. Damn.
But when Wendy was 11, they moved with Miss Gasper's second husband, Alan Hod, who died in 2010, which is kind of crazy because it's like...
Yeah, just death on death on death.
Yeah, you keep going through these deaths and that just is awful.
Wendy was 11 and now she's 10.
Damn. And that's how it goes here, folks. Over here at Earth, Mind, and Matter.
Sorry, I'm just kidding. Just kidding around, you know, a little spoopy comedy. Wah, wah, you wah.
What the fuck?
Nah, I mean. That's what I'm saying. Gotta balance out the spoopy.
Bruh. Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So Miss Gasper, by this point in time, by the time that Wendy was 11, she was a nurse.
Ooh.
And they had a house with a 2-bedroom white painted brick and mahogany trim.
Pretty specific.
And they had an enclosed back porch and a dining room where they'd sit around the table playing Yahtzee.
Okay. Dumb specific.
So they had things pretty good for them at this point. It seems
house.
like.
Mm-hmm.
But what Miss Gasper remembered most is the time they spent outside, and that she says our outings would be in the mountains, and that they just spent a lot of time outside, which is pretty good to hear.
Pretty nice.
But Wendy adjusted pretty quickly to her new junior high, falling easily into a group of friends as she moved into her early teens.
It's pretty biographical. I don't know if that's a word. It's dumb specific. It's just really in depth into their whole life. You know, her favorite food was spaghetti, and she loved the color yellow, not green. It's pretty interesting how they got so in depth.
Yeah, they really get into this person's life, which is pretty interesting.
Honestly, yeah.
But as I said, Wendy adjusted quickly to her new junior high, falling easily into a new group of friends, and as she moved into her early teens, her mother was kind of frightened at points by her beauty and free spirit.
Damn.
And that Miss Gasper described Wendy's quote-unquote deep-set blue eyes and says that the first glimpses of a girl growing into a magnetic young woman.
Mm-hmm.
She says people weren't strangers to her, Everybody was a potential friend. I was always afraid for her because she was that way.
Mm-hmm.
And that while all of this was going on, 1,300 miles to the northwest of where these people were living in King County, Washington, among the verdant evergreens forest outside of Seattle, Gary Ridgway, who is 33, was starting to enact violent fantasies towards women specifically.
Damn. Where's Netflix when you need it?
Right? But that in the summer of 1980, he was arrested on charges of choking a sex worker. He claimed self-defense and was released. The charges were dropped.
Crazy. Fucking crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
But on July 15th, 1982, 2 boys discovered in the Green River the body of a 16-year-old, Wendy Lee Caulfield, who'd gone missing a week earlier.
Wow.
Miss Caulfield had run away from home and was making extra cash working, quote-unquote, the Strip, a motel-lined stretch of the Pacific Highway South near Seattle-Tacoma International Airport that had been a hub for transients and sex workers.
So she was doing sex work?
Yeah.
Damn, poor Wendy, bro. What the hell?
So this isn't the same Wendy of Miss Gasper.
Oh, okay.
This is just another Wendy.
Oh, okay. She
just need to make that like.
Yeah, I thought it was this little girl.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But they say that though detectives didn't know it at the time.
This motherfucker licked it. I just gave Link the mic and he just licked it. I put my mouth on this shit.
It's pretty good.
God damn it, Link. All right, so it's not the same Wendy, but she was a sex worker.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that though detectives didn't know at the time, Miss Caulfield's murder was the beginning of a long nightmarish chapter for King County.
Okay.
With Mr. Ridgway, then a nameless specter at the center. And this is just a quick little little sort of mugshot of the
Ridgway?
person of Ridgway.
Why is he just blocked out? It's just like that?
It's just like that.
They just blacked out his eyes with orange?
They just blacked out his eyes.
It's like Jeffrey Dahmer. Pretty much. It resembles.
This is an early photo of them, so it's pretty interesting that it is blacked out by the eyes. But Dave Reichert said, quote unquote, at first, it's not really happening. You start out thinking you've got one body, and then all of a sudden you got 2.
Mm-hmm.
And this person wrote, he was the former King County Sheriff, and he is also the author to Chasing the Devil, my 20-year quest to capture the Green River Killer. So he wrote a whole book about capturing this guy.
Wow. So they knew there was something going on with somebody.
Oh,
with the Green River bodies showing up and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And on August 12th of 1982, detectives found Debbie Bonner, 23, in the Green River. Just days later, they discovered 3 more victims in or near the river. Cynthia Hins, 17, Opal Mills, 16, and Marcia Chapman, 31.
It's crazy.
Mr. Reichart said, that's when we knew we had a serial killer. As word of the so-called Green River Killer spread throughout the community, Mr. Reichart said families began keeping their daughters close. He said, it was a huge dark cloud over this community. In Colorado, life had taken a turn in Stefan's household when he began hanging with a different crowd and spending more time alone in the basement and skipping school. Mm-hmm. So this is cutting back to the Wendy that this story focuses on back in Colorado. And, you know, she's going through her teenage rebellious phase
and everything.
And all that.
Bugging out, Wendy.
She became argumentative and stubborn, distancing herself without explanation. And quote unquote, by Miss Gasper, she says she was going through those rebellious ages. And she would just take off. And there would be no forethought. She would leave in the winter without a coat.
Oh my God, Wendy.
And that describing her disappearances that might last days or even weeks. And Miss Gasper, who was at a loss for what had caused the sudden change, aside from new, more freewheeling set of friends, would seek out those friends as informers to basically figure out
where she is
through
the friends and everything.
Mm-hmm. And Miss Gasper's sister, Judy Dove, remembered hearing about the change in Wendy, but never thought her disappearances were more than a phase. She said, Wendy strayed a bit, as some teenagers do. We never thought that it would be permanent.
Damn.
As the winter of 1982 to 83 wore on, Miss Gasper did her best to keep track of her daughter. She'd drive around looking for Wendy, as I said, once even tracking her footsteps through the snow.
Wow.
She learned to rely on Wendy's friends as informants, who shared tips on her whereabouts and reassured Miss Gasper that her daughter was safe. Miss Gasper sought professional help for her daughter, hoping counseling could elicit answers. Where did she go? With whom? And most inexplicably, why? That spring, Mr. Ridgway became a suspect in the Green River case when a tip led detectives to his door, but he denied knowledge of the murders, and the police lacked further evidence to proceed.
He just covered in green water.
He wears a t-shirt that says, I'm the Green River Killer.
It's like, is this you? No.
What?
No way.
What's going on?
Wrong house,
That's
cops.
crazy. What?
Oh, help me. What is that? The TV, man. You don't got a warrant. Get out of here, you silly cops.
Silly geese. Look at you chasing something you'll never get.
I can't wait to kill a guy. I mean, can't wait to just go to
Man,
sleep.
You guys are killing it out there.
You guys are really, I'm the Green River Killer, working hard on this. That's crazy. But they didn't, so he denied it and he got away?
He got away.
Crazy shitty cops.
Yeah, because he denied knowledge of the murders and the police lacked further evidence to proceed. And by mid-1983, King County investigators had found and identified 8 victims and a pattern. The killer was strangling young women, sex workers, or runaways specifically, and many of whom were navigating the streets alone after having escaped abuse or difficulties at home.
Damn, bro.
And so Detective Faye Brooks, she says they were somebody's daughter. She continues to say they were somebody's sister, somebody's mother. In some instances, they were human beings. And she was with Mr. Reichardt on the Green River Task Force and helped to investigate all these murders and find the killer. And that summer, Wendy Stevens disappeared for the better part of a month.
Damn.
So this is the Wendy that we're talking about here. She disappeared for a month.
The main Wendy.
And when she returned, she acted quote unquote like nothing was wrong. Nothing had taken place. She hadn't been absent, Ms. Gasper said. It was just really strange. The next day, Miss Gasper's parents and sister came to visit from Phoenix. When her aunt and cousin joined unexpectedly, the gathering became a sort of impromptu family reunion, with Wendy at the center, back to her chatty, convivial self. For a moment, everything seemed normal. Miss Gasper says, we talked while she was there. It was one of those conversations of, yeah, Mom, I don't know why I do the things I do. And just a day or two later, sometime in August of 1983, Wendy ran away for the last time.
Damn.
And Miss Gasper says, my family left and she was gone. Over the next several months, at least 10 more women went missing from the Seattle area. Then late in the afternoon on March 21, 1984, the King County Sheriff's Office got a call. They say, the guy that manages a Little League baseball field in Burien said a dog just came home with a bone, recalled Detective Tom Jensen.
Oh my God.
Who is a part of the Green River Task Force just weeks prior. And so detectives followed the man to a swampy area outside the diamond, outside the baseball field, where they found the rest of the remains. The next day, more bones were discovered nearby. Both were soon confirmed to be the victims of the Green River Killer.
Wow.
The second body was identified as Cheryl Wims, 18, while the first remained a mystery, Jane Doe B10, or Bones 10.
Yeah.
So this is who they found. They found Wendy, and they were able to identify the other body that they found, but not her.
Mm.
And again, this happened in 84. So it went on for another, almost 30 years.
Bro, that's fucking crazy.
Until she was identified.
Wow. How did they identify the other girl? Just because she was more intact? Or
I guess so. It
something
doesn't.
like
It
that.
doesn't say exactly, but
Maybe-
I guess
yeah.
that she was just more intact, that they were able to identify her.
Or maybe she had something on her or something like that.
I guess maybe she wasn't bones anymore. Like maybe she still had a body or a
Yeah,
corpse to actually identify.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, it's pretty fucked
What?
up.
It's a little fucked up.
It's just a tad bit fucked
A
up.
smidge. A smidge.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, it could be more fucked up. God damn.
But in Denver, Miss Gasper looked frantically for Wendy, scouring the neighborhood by car and gathering intelligence from her daughter's friends.
Poor mom, bro. She had her since she was 17. That's just sad. And
Yeah,
she's
man.
always trying to find her. That's just sad, man. Holy shit.
One friend reported that Wendy was in Washington, but she was unsure if the friend meant Washington State or Washington, D.C.
They just left out that part.
She said, I was really afraid for her because she was so gregarious and because she had become so undependable. I didn't know what to make of any of it.
Yeah.
And again, back then there wasn't any such thing as Amber Alerts or like media search pages or anything like that.
Or iPads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, I had contacted the police. They took a report, filed it. I badgered them a few times. I thought of putting her on a milk carton. And she kept her phone number listed just in case Wendy ever came looking. Which is just really sad.
Yeah, man. This gets depressing as fuck.
But the wondering became an obsession. All, quote unquote, all kinds of things go through your head, Miss Gasper said. She worried that her daughter, only 14 years old, had been kidnapped or worse. She says, if your kid doesn't come home, something's wrong. And, I mean, she was right.
Yeah. She got the gut feeling.
But Dr. Kathy Taylor, who worked the case as a forensic anthropologist and died last year, unfortunately, was a teenager at the time of Wendy's disappearance.
Wow.
She remembered the presiding fear. She says, quote unquote, there was such a high volume of victims. And she'd open up the paper to read about the latest victim count and wonder who can do this and not get caught, and who are these women?
Yeah.
And so stigma obviously complicated matters pretty much.
Because they were sex workers and everything?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They didn't care as much.
Yeah, where according to Dr. Taylor, law enforcement officials did not always treat chronic runaways as potential victims, which could not delay initial search efforts. After months of silence from the local police, Miss Gasper had begun to doubt if anyone was actually looking for her daughter. She says she was just another kid that ran away that they didn't care about. So it just mixed, like, I didn't even think about that, what you said, but just like sex workers and stuff like that.
I mean,
like,
that's a neglect.
I'm sure that's another reason why they neglected these cases.
Absolutely.
But Miss Gasper struggled to resume life without Wendy. She was pretty heartbroken about the whole thing.
I feel so bad for her.
Yeah, she saw a counselor once a week, and though she wanted to discuss other things, all she could think about was Wendy. A support group of parents of runaways only intensified her feeling of alienation.
Yeah.
She says Wendy had only been gone a year or two. Their kids were still in the process of running, and that was everybody's horror story. I was like, okay, well, they don't need that, and I'm not getting what I need there.
Yeah.
She grew increasingly isolated and withdrawn. She said, people would ask me, do you have children? For how many years, decades, I would not know how to answer that simple, innocent question.
Jesus Christ, that's depressing. She probably some banger poetry.
No kids.
Depressed as fuck. It's crazy.
But one night, 5 or so years after Wendy's disappearance, Miss Gasper sat up in bed with a deep conviction. She says, there's a certain tie that mothers and daughters have. It's not anything that we're privy to in our small but tangible realm.
Yeah, she's very, very well spoken.
My tie,
Gregorius privy. She's very well spoken. Just saying.
My tie said that she was no longer walking on this plane.
Damn.
So she had a feeling that that's it. Like her Wendy was probably gone.
Like the Black Eyed Peas. She had a feeling.
She had a feeling.
Ooh. That Wendy's dead.
Damn. I was hoping we were just going to leave it at the ooh.
Damn, Wendy, that feels so bad for her mom though, and Wendy too. But her mom, just sad. Jesus Christ.
But pretty much in Seattle, the investigation stalled for years.
Yeah.
So pretty much they stopped looking into this for quite a while. And by 1991, so we're almost 10 years later, the task force was reduced to one person, a Detective Jensen.
Hey.
And the nameless women continued to haunt him, he said. You can't investigate a case except to process the remains, unless you know who someone is. And pretty much Dr. Taylor, who I mentioned earlier, joined the team in 1996. And she too was frustrated and galvanized by Wendy's case. She says she was so young and died before she ever really got to live. And there had to be somebody missing her. And then, remarkably...
Oh, yeah? Sound like a pastor. What happened?
DNA profiling arrived on the scene.
Yeah.
Revolutionizing criminal investigations and leading to the first breakthrough in the Green River Killer case in years, motherfucker.
Wow.
A few months later, in November of 2001, Mr. Ridgway was arrested when DNA found on 3 victims was linked to hair and saliva samples obtained from him almost 2 decades prior.
What the fuck, bro? That's crazy science works like that. What the hell?
After years of inactivity, detectives hope to finally put names to the remaining identified bones.
Nice.
And they say, quote unquote, we thought, this is great. Let's get their DNA profiles
This is great.
This is great, Dr. Taylor says.
Yeah.
They got Wendy's dental records and a full DNA profile, which they entered into CODIS.
Okay.
The FBI's the FBI's DNA database. He says, I just kept waiting for somebody to call and say, my young daughter ran away.
Yeah.
In 2003, Mr. Ridgway agreed to a plea deal that would spare him the death penalty. What a bitch.
Facts. Fuck that
if
guy.
he helped investigators find and identify the remaining victims.
So you think this guy should have got a death penalty?
I just say what a bitch because that's such a bitch move.
I don't know, man. You say he should
to try and escape death like that.
Fuck you, you don't even believe in the death penalty.
I don't, but it's just like he's trying so hard to get out of it.
Of course he is, because you don't want him to die. I think he should die, bro. But they did get the names. They got the names. There is no happy ending. I've given up on the happy ending. Fuck the remarkably. So he entered the plea deal. He avoided the death penalty, and they gave the names.
Yeah, so he helped investigators find and identify the remaining victims.
How does that work? That process of help, like you have to sit down with this person and identify.
Well, I'll tell you. Ooh, okay. He led the police to the crime scenes, including where he killed Wendy.
Oh my god!
And he was a bit hazy in the details, probably bullshit.
Yeah.
But said he thought he had picked Wendy up near a KFC on Pacific Highway South.
Okay.
Before taking her to the ball field where he strangled her and left her body.
Wow.
And one by one, detectives began to stitch together the extent of what Mr. Ridgway had done.
Yeah.
Around the country, Mr. Ridgway's sentencing brought renewed attention to the investigation. And that even Miss Gasper briefly wondered whether he might have been responsible for Wendy's disappearance. She says, my mind had gone in a lot of different directions. Yeah. That's the realm of possibility.
You need that closure, though.
Yeah, and it gets to that in a bit about the closure that she gets, but not really. Damn. Because it's like, that it's like you finally know what happened to your daughter, but it's just like, they're dead. Yeah,
no, but I mean, for sure. But it's better than wondering if they're alive, if they're definitely dead. Because if you never get that closure, you always live saying, like, what if she's just living a normal life? Like with the closure of death begins the grieving process. You get me?
It does. Yeah. And the article definitely gets into that, where it goes to show that once Miss Gasper Cecilia Gasper really learned that her daughter is dead, she learned to like make amends with that.
And that's important, man. It's definitely a part of our psyche that we need to accept what's happened, but you can't accept if there's a potential, like, it's like, what is that, like the Schrodinger's cat?
Schrodinger's cat.
So it's like you don't know until you know, so it's either yes or no, but it's both at the same time, and it's sad. So it's, I mean, not good for her, but like, I'm trying to say, like, good that she found out. But damn, bro, this is just a sad story. I have to go home after this and be in the dark and spooky area. I would just be thinking about just TJ and Wendy and Germany weed and ignorant. God, I'm going to Texas tomorrow on the worst note ever. God damn. All I know is I'm staying away from Green Lakes.
Green Rivers.
Nice.
But yeah, pretty much the DNA analysis, however, didn't turn out to be the solution investigators had hoped.
Yeah.
It in fact would be another 2 decades before Wendy's case saw any significant progress.
Wow, man. And was Cecilia, what's her name?
Cecilia Gasper.
She's like old as fuck now at this point.
I would imagine so. It didn't give her age anywhere in the article.
Just a life full of misery.
I mean, if she was what was it, 17, 19 at the time that she had her daughter,
She has to be like 60, 70 now.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Damn.
But where was I?
20 years later, it wouldn't be until they found out significant details.
Yeah.
You got this, Javi. You got this.
I always lose myself in the article. I'm not used to this computer shit. I don't know how you do it, man.
Do it with my fingers and my eyes, bro.
But yeah, like I said, with the plea deal and everything like that, and whatever the case is, but yeah, so 2 decades later, they still didn't really figure out anything about Wendy's case. And that in the fall of 2019, the King County's Sheriff Office contacted Colin Fitzpatrick, a co-founder, along with Margaret Press of the DNA Dope Project, which is a non-profit operation run by volunteers, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
The Dope Project had pioneered the use of forensic genealogy, which is the same technology used to find California's Golden State Killer in 2018.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And genealogy is just the study of families.
Okay. Gotcha. So, like family trees.
Yeah, through family trees, they are able to identify people and things like that, which is very interesting.
Yeah,
I
super.
think. But yeah, they say somebody reached out to Colleen and said, "I'd like to see what you can do with one of Ridgway's unidentified victims." And they said, "Nope, just call her Bones 10." Oh, sorry. They asked if the victim had another name, and they said, "Nope, just call her Bones 10."
Yeah,
referring to Wendy. And so the following spring, a sample of Wendy's remains was shipped to the forensics lab in Santa Cruz, California. The extracted DNA sample went through several rounds of sequencing and bioinformatic cleanup.
Jesus Christ.
In early September, the Dope Project uploaded the DNA kit to the public geneticist databases GED Match and later Family Tree DNA. And they say, once in a great while, we get a hint that there's somebody there. She's invisible to us, but we can see her impact on the genetic networks that we're working on. So they basically put her information into family trees.
And hopefully find somebody.
And just hopefully try and find somebody.
Yeah.
And as they later learned, the invisible match was Miss Gasper.
Wow, man. Science.
Who had uploaded her results to GED Match in early 2019 on the slim chance it could lead her to Wendy. Were it not for a change in the database's opt-out policy that made Miss Gasper's profile visible to everyone except for law enforcement investigators, they would have identified her immediately. So because of a policy, she could have been found a lot sooner.
Wow.
And so from there, the genealogists quickly pieced together the family tree, filling in distant cousins and eventually drawing a line connecting the mother and father, or quote-unquote, the smoking gun couple, as Miss Bender calls them. And that this link united both sides of Wendy's family, cementing her parentage. Family newspapers, obituaries, and missing persons report from 1983 served as confirmation. And the Doe Project notified the sheriff's office that it had a name. And Dr. Taylor says, when I got that notification that this was it, that this was Wendy, I can't even tell you. And they say that, but some unknowns persist. Today, the remains of 2 women are still unidentified, and others are suspected but unconfirmed victims. And investigators like Tom Jensen and Faye Brooks, who spent countless hours on their hands and knees poring over lists of suspects and brought heartbreaking news to victims' families, are hopeful that technology like forensic genealogy will continue that work. They say, the way Wendy was identified to Jensen, I never would have believed it was possible 10 years ago, and now we're doing it. But answers are not the same as closure, the article says.
Yeah.
Miss Gasper described a certain amount of comfort that came with, quote unquote, not wondering if she's going to call me or knock on my door or how many grandkids do I have. She says, when you go to bed each night and you think about the last of her moments, that's not peace.
Or just dreaming and stuff. Jesus Christ. Ugh.
The article says, for parents of the other Green River victims, support groups that formed in the 80s gave them a place to mourn together, but those communities have long since dissolved. So grief, Miss Gasper says, is lonely. She says, it's something that only you can experience within yourself. In early 2021, Miss Gasper received Wendy's ashes. She scattered them in her home in Colorado, and in September of that year, she joined with friends, family, and spiritual leaders on Zoom to, in her words, quote unquote, honor the spirit that was Wendy. For a long time, the idea of hosting a service seemed daunting, even unbearable, but after so many years of unrest about her daughter, Miss Gasper feels, quote unquote, relief and lightness, and knowing that she's been sent on her way. She had her own problems, but she was a precious young life who hadn't found her way yet.
Damn, bro, that's just sad as fuck. That's just a sad story that just really gets sadder and sadder and sadder and just ends with sadness. I mean, they're definitely incredibly interesting, though. That's super fucking interesting, that whole story. The way everything, like, you know, came to be and stuff. But this guy's in jail for the rest of his life, for sure.
Yeah, definitely seems like
Jesus Christ, what a piece of shit, man. What the fuck? And it's projected to be more than 72 people?
More than 72 people.
Fucking Christ. I mean, damn. If that's not spooky, bro, I don't know what the fuck is, bro. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you know, I won't lie. I felt like my stories last episode were a little lackluster, so I wanted to come back. Oh my God.
Oh, we got David on the line. Hold on. You're on the podcast.
Yo.
Yeah.
What's up, David?
What's up, Frankie?
It's Javi
What's
too.
up, Javi?
Okay, nice. What's up, bro? You're on the podcast, so don't say anything personal. What's up?
Why are you using my name then?
Oh no,
People know you, David.
This is the other David.
How many Davids are there?
A lot, bro.
Just the one.
Just the one.
Hold on. I think I dropped Scooch.
You dropped Scooch?
Oh.
Like physically?
Yeah. I was no. I was on the phone with Scooch.
Oh, you did drop. I could put him.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on one second. I got you right now. How you doing though?
I'm good, and yourself? How's everything?
That was so formal. Everybody's good.
That's good. How's you?
Oh, oops. Hold on, let me merge the calls. So random.
Yo.
Hold on, wait. I'm trying to merge the calls, but how do I do this? Yo, wait, hold on. I'm on the phone with you, and I'm on the phone with you. How do I merge the calls? I can't merge the calls.
Damn, you don't know how to use your phone?
Yeah. All right, you know what? Let's finish the episode first. You were saying with the episode. I mean, I don't know. For what it was last episode, this is definitely juicy, detailed, and fucking spicy meatball. This is a great episode. Honestly, the stories are fucking bangers, bro. Seriously.
Hell yeah.
What the hell? Oh, nice. But nah, I mean, it was honestly very interesting. You know, it's fucking late. We have been shooting for a long time, but that kept me interested the whole time. I got sleepy eyes, but trust me, I was 100% interested in that. And I think it fits the Halloween episode perfectly. Good shit. Good shit. And who wrote that article again? Because I would
tell you right now.
Yeah, definitely would want to credit that person and stuff because that sounds fucking
It was written by Leah Worthington.
Oh, you said in the beginning. Good, yeah. Because and New York Times.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go to New York Times. You killed that shit. When was it? When did it come out? The episode, the article.
October 26th.
Oh, so they were doing spoopy as well. They know what the fuck they were doing. Fucking Jesus Christ, bro. It's a scary world out there.
Oh, yeah. But I want to get a bit spoopy this episode.
You fucking killed that shit, man. Well, you know who killed that shit? The Green River Killer.
The Green River Killer.
You know, so I'm going to be flying back on Halloween. That's the scariest time to fly, I think so. Because it's spoopy, you know? So anything that happens, you're like...
Some dude's going to be like, I'm going to blow up the plane. Just kidding.
And he's going to get arrested and put on the no-fly list forever. Fuck that. You know what I thought about today? Imagine being a salesman who like transports toy bombs. So every time he goes to the airport, they're like, "Damn, bro, why you have so many toy bombs in your luggage?" And they're like, "I know, man. Like I tell my job every day, just ship them." And they're like, "They don't want to." So you know, he goes through the TSA stuff, and they, "Can we check your bag?" And he's like, "Go ahead, check them." And then they go through the process. They call his boss, and then he gets on the plane, and yeah, he's got a bunch of toy bombs on him. But then he turns out he has a real bomb. Ooh, but then as soon as he's about to detonate, the people on the plane grab his arms, and they're like, "Everybody grab his arm so he can't detonate it." And so then he has a partner. They're like, "Get him!" And then like the partner goes, but they also get the partner. And then they start hearing on the speaker of the plane, like, you know, I'm not gonna say what kind of talk he's saying, but you know, something you're like, "Oh no!" But then the what is it? The little concierge ladies, what is it called? The people that walk down the middle and give you juices. They're like, "Don't worry, we got a solution." And they put gases in the cockpit, so they fall asleep, and then we're all safe because they figured out a way to make them fall asleep. And yeah,
Nice.
That's literally what I thought about word for word today. I swear to God. But yeah,
I'm
man,
proud of you.
my mind's crazy. But that was a new section.
That was a new section.
That was a new section, and yeah, man, fucking really good fucking stories. But now we move on to the A.M.C. section.
We're at the A.M.C. section now.
Yes, we are.
Spoopy Halloween A.M.C. section.
Exactly that. Word for word. Word for word. What's up? What's up, David? I couldn't merge the calls.
No, I know. It's because he has the Android.
His bitch ass phone, right? Whack ass
Android.
What's your question though?
Do you guys ever just like, you know, after a long day, just smell your socks to see how hard you were working?
I smell my feet, and my feet be smelling like ass sometimes.
Yeah.
Why not your socks?
Because my socks are just like an extension of my feet.
I was gonna say exactly that.
That's awesome. What?
You're doing that extra work where you're leaning so far into your foot to
Not
smell it.
Not if they smell.
Just take your sock off.
Not if the feet smell bad enough.
Honestly,
you know what I'm
yeah.
trying to
Like
say?
if your feet smell bad, you're gonna smell them.
And then if you like take off the socks to smell it, and you get some fuzz particles on your nose, then you're permanently smelling smelly sock. You feel me?
I mean, I guess, but you know, I mean, I just find it weird.
You ever you know when you get sweaty in your balls?
Do I stick my hands down there and smell it after a long day? Of course. Who
Yeah.
doesn't?
I do. Do you, Javi?
Sometimes
We all do it. Come
We
on,
all
right?
do it.
I like the
After a
truth.
long
I
day,
like.
you're like let's see how hot it is down there.
Let's check the swamp factor of our testicles. Why is that though? What's the whole point of doing that? I don't get it. We do it, but
It's because we're humans and we're disgusting and we love our own stench.
you think because that's why we like our own farts.
Yeah. We like our own farts.
It's so
like,
interesting. It's
like,
so interesting.
let's say for example, like my nose piercing.
Okay.
It smells like fucking feta cheese and it smells like ass, but I love smelling it.
See, that's interesting. I don't have a nose piercing, but I imagine if I did, I guess I would like the feta cheese.
You wanna get the equivalence of that? Just
Yes.
don't wash and dry your belly button for like a week.
Oh no, I know how that
for it.
smells. That smells like ass. I smell.
Well, that's exactly what my nose really smells
Feta
like.
cheese is a pretty accurate description. That's pretty funny. That's crazy, bro. Honestly.
No, but on a serious note, like,
What's up?
are you wearing a suit tomorrow?
I want to, but Jonathan didn't want to wear a suit, so because
He says he's with it if you're with it. I'm like, I'm with it, so I have a suit. I just gotta press it, and that's it.
when I go home, I'm gonna look at my suit and see if it's fly worthy.
As long as you don't look like you're brown, you know?
What the fuck?
You know exactly what the fuck he means. Like, you know, brown, like, you know, like you don't look like you're sick. You get me? Like, so you don't get everybody in the plane COVID.
Okay.
Right, David?
Okay.
Yeah. Brown. Yeah, that brown.
I'll let you know if I wear a suit.
Hey, let me know.
All right, bro. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, later.
Good night. wait, say, don't hang up. Say Earth Mind Matter is the best podcast in the world.
You know what? I was actually gonna talk to you guys about that.
What?
You think I'm gonna sit there for 6 hours and listen to you guys talk for 6 hours straight?
Hell yeah,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
That's exactly what we think.
I can barely stand 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do a third hour with these motherfuckers.
That's why you divide it into thirds, and you're all set to go, man. I swear to God. You ever be walking
you think
around?
I'm gonna waste my cellular data on you guys?
That's why there's Wi-Fi. I know the hotel's got Wi-Fi. Get out of here.
Nah, I got Wi-Fi too, but still. Anyways,
All right.
Earth, Mind, and Matter is I.
Nice. We'll take it.
No, it's a good podcast. I'm sure eventually I'll get to the best podcast.
All right. Well, Earth Mind Matter. Welcome to our first band listener, David.
That's it. I'm reporting you guys.
Do it.
False information of COVID and all that shit.
We tell nothing but the truth here. Don't worry about it. We fact check everything.
Everything.
You know what? You know how Kanye is going all through all that shit right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I'm gonna be like, yo, they're anti-Jewish.
Do it. We need the views.
Fucking do it, David.
we as long as we trend.
And then every job is gonna call you and be like, you guys can't come to work tomorrow.
Watch when a whole bunch of brown people will show up at your job. But the ones that have COVID, you know?
Of course.
And
Unvaccinated, because that's the brown people we're referring to.
We don't support vaccinations over here.
Facts. Especially boosters.
Oh yeah, no boosters, no boosters.
No boosters, no vax, no
you
shoes, no shirt.
Life. That's it.
Exactly. God got me.
I don't know about that, but I'm gonna let you guys go.
All right, bro. I'll see you tomorrow. See you in Texas.
Bye, David.
Nice. Good little send off. Words of motivation, we'll say. It's pretty funny.
But that was David for you guys.
That was David. He's completely
First
kidding.
time on the show.
He loves us all. And he loves brown people the most.
He's gonna listen to all those 6 hours.
100%.
He's gonna love it.
100%. You know why he listens to it? Because he loves us. And he loves Earth Mind Man.
I believe it. I fucking believe it.
Fucking let's go. But yeah, man. Fucking shit. Happy Halloween. And let's get this fucking A.M.C. section going.
Nice. All right. So we're not in the same location anymore. We sound way different.
It's still Thursday.
It's still Thursday. Fucking about to be Halloween. And we just talked about a bunch of scary shit.
We talked about some spoopy stuff. But now it's time for the A.M.C. section.
The A.M.C. section, albums, movies, and comics. And this is crazy. It's crazy. I'm in fucking Texas. What? What?
But it's still Thursday somehow.
So we make it happen no matter what.
We did it. We did it, folks.
This is fucking crazy. Talking through a computer screen is fucking weird. Very weird process.
But you know, we've come around. We're midway through our spoopy season. A.M.C.
We got the scary shit. Yep.
And you guys are listening, hopefully, to 2 episodes today. Last episode that came out today was the Thriller episode with Michael Jackson.
Yep. Ignorant. Stop being ignorant. And fucking, what's up?
Now you go.
Oh no, I was gonna say some shit I found out. I didn't know Andrew Cuomo had a podcast.
Who?
Andrew Cuomo.
Andrew Cuomo?
Yeah, the podcast.
What the fuck?
Fucking yeah. He came out with the podcast, and I think he wants to run for mayor again or whatever the fuck he was. And yeah, he has a show on something. But you know, the person that was writing about it in the news, they criticized it and they said it was boring. So, a snooze fest, to be exact.
I mean, it sounds like it's Andrew Cuomo. Who wants to listen to Cuomo?
Who wants to look at his nose, bro? Italians.
Right? Andrew Cuomo could be an interesting person if he talked about his mob life.
Maybe. Oh, shit. Oh, what mob life? That's a little racist, Javi.
How's that racist?
Because, he's fucking his big nose.
That it has nothing to do with his big nose.
Everything to do with his big nose. I'm not looking at shit, bro. From here, this is like again. It's disappeared.
It disappeared. That's so awesome.
But this week we're talking about a movie, and it's a crazy movie. Definitely fitting for Halloween. And after you take that hit, what? Damn, bro. What the fuck? You look like a ghost. Fucking the schmeef of a ghost. But and what movie are we talking about?
So I got it in the background here.
As you can see, if you're watching.
But we are looking at a horror movie because I figured Halloween. Let's look at a spoopy movie. And this is a movie I've always wanted to watch, never got around to it. And so here we are finally watching it. We are watching John Carpenter's The Thing. Yep.
That's a fucking crazy movie. Not to get into it too fast, but I didn't know what to expect. I saw that it was old. But man, when did this movie come out? My assumption is the 80s.
Yeah. Another 80s thing that we've looked at.
No, we do this 80s around here. Well, what year exactly though? 1986? Because if I'm right about that, I'd be hype.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
82.
Damn, bro. I'm just not only my disappointment to my family, but to this show.
Disappointment to CFO Slime.
All right, here, right behind me. He's sleeping right now. I'm about to cuddle next to him.
What a baby.
Honestly. All you hear is...
You should go up to it and just be like...
My favorite voice to do. Fucking... I tried watching this on the plane. My dumbass didn't download the movie beforehand. So damn. I watched a portion in the plane and the rest in the hotel. But even then, the movie's fucking incredible. And that's my feedback off of it, just firsthand feedback. And it was cool, man. Another crazy thing is that since I was in the air, there was a lot of turbulence, right? That shit was shaky as fuck. So I was watching it while the scenes are going crazy and I'm shaking. Okay. It was spooky fucking occasion altogether.
You're like, oh my god, are we about to crash?
Yeah, like the beginning where he's in the helicopter, and then you have the first person view of the helicopter, like looking outwards, and the shit was shaking. So that was kind of incredible. That was good little God's work type shit.
Nah, I mean,
oh shit.
So I'll start off with some little fun facts for you. Okay. Again, this movie came out in 82. All right. Do you want to guess what other movie came out on the day that movie came out?
Jurassic Park.
Nope.
Give me a hint.
It's a sci-fi movie.
Sci-fi movie. Is it like a classic or is it just a random movie?
It's a classic.
It's a classic. Let's see. 1982. What horror movie came out in 1982, Darren? I got my special guest, Darren, over here. Yeah. What's up, Darren? He just faded away.
He said,
yeah. That shit is so funny. For the audio listeners, it's the GIF of the black guys doing the peace sign and just peace. It disappears. My favorite GIF ever. Okay, 1982 sci-fi. Let's try to think.
It came out June 25th, 1982.
No, I have no idea. What is it?
Blade Runner.
Oh shit! I still never seen Blade Runner. I gotta check that shit out.
When I found that out, I was like, "That is so cool!" Imagine being alive on June 25th, 1982, and being like, "Damn, which movie to watch?" Like, wow, both amazing movies.
Blade Runner's alright.
Nah, you're all right.
So, what fun facts you got for me aside from that? Fun fact.
So. Actually, I don't know. Are you familiar with who John Carpenter is? Before I even get into that,
he sounds like he was alive during the Salem witch trials. Like there's like some book like that, but I have no idea who this is. Is the guy behind you in the background John Carpenter?
No, so this is Kurt Russell. You would most
Oh, correct.
recently know him from Guardians 2 as Ego.
He was Ego?
Yeah.
Look at this guy. Blue eyes. Fucking crazy blue eyes, bro.
Yeah,
But
man,
the cast is cool.
Yeah, the cast is pretty good. It's diverse. No women though.
Diverse. No woman. Fuck out of here. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Here. I know one of John Carpenter's big movies, but just double checking the other ones. But John Carpenter is he's gone. He's disappeared. He's flown away. Oh,
what other movies he did?
He's back with a beer. Well, John Carpenter is most famously known for creating Halloween.
Like
Michael Myers.
Crazy. I don't know he created it.
So he created Halloween, and that's like his big thing. And so that's John Carpenter for you. He also had to be really sold on this movie. The movie went through many rescripts because he refused to write it, and Universal really tried to like make him write it, and he was like, nah. But Universal just kept going through rewrites with different writers and stuff. And so finally, when they landed on one writer, if I can pull up their name real quick. But this writer, he is mostly known for writing I Am Legend later down the line. But his name is Richard Matheson. So Matheson.
Nice, shout out to him. He wrote a fucking hit.
So he wrote this movie, and John Carpenter finally decided that this is a good movie that he wants to direct. Especially the scene that sold him on it was the blood test scene. That blood test scene.
That shit was very clever, man. And like, you know, the whole basis of the movie is that they're, where are they? Like North Pole or some shit like that? Somewhere really cold. Antarctica. And then something goes crazy with like people are getting turned into these monsters. First off, the dogs, right? But that scene where they're testing the blood of each person to make sure everybody's, you know, still human, they touch something to the blood and the blood starts steaming or spurting, right? And it's that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope and pretty creative. You know how they did that?
Like how they actually went about those effects.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many things about how they went into the effects of this movie. I don't know the exact details of how they did that effect.
I'm gonna look it up.
But what I can tell you is that in terms of the budget, originally the original budget of this movie was a rough $10 million. $10 million. With
$10 million?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
With about 200,000 allocated to creature effects. However, over time, while they were making the movie, they started to go over budget. And then that $10 million budget got bumped up to $15 million. And eventually they went even more over budget, and it went over to $1.5 million. And by the end of it, they allocated $750,000 to the effects.
Nice.
No, I'm sorry. The 1.5 million went to the effects.
That's crazy. And the effects were crazy, man. Even the way they made the monsters look is wild. Super fucking wild, super crude. And the perfect touch, I think, was the little tentacles that came out of the creatures, of the things. And to me, it's just so gross because you think of like worms infecting like meat or something like that. What are those things that eat dead meat and everything?
Yeah.
Maggots?
Yeah, maggots.
Like kind of like maggots, but they look more like spaghetti. It's fucking disgusting. And but yeah, the whole way everything starts is that a dog is kind of just standing still the whole time. Shout out to that dog who fucking killed that. And he was put into like the den with all the other dogs. And then shit just goes crazy. He transforms. And bro, they really did not shy away from the graphics because that was disgusting. Oh yeah. Like, that was the first time in a movie where like a creature effect was really gross. And poor dog though, that shit made me sad.
I mean, like the movie just kind of like opens up and it's like you just see the movie immediately opens up in space with a fucking UFO just floating through space.
Oh yeah.
And
Why does it sound like that? I never thought about them.
because it's an alien.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
So it's just that UFO going through space. And then it cuts to Antarctica, and there are these, as we see later, Norwegian soldiers or something, or scientists or something, and they're chasing down a dog that's just running through the snow.
Oh, yeah.
And this dude is just missing all his shots. He's never played COD before. He sucks. Misses every goddamn shot. Stormtrooper all the way. That was a comment on YouTube, actually.
All the way. What?
That was a comment on YouTube, like that the Norwegian soldier was probably what's the word, trained by the Imperial Guard.
And you think he was trying to kill that dog because he was trying to get rid of the thing?
Yeah, definitely. Like,
right? That was a dog that was infected, that affected the whole camp. And it was a science research lab, right?
Yeah. Another fun fact is that they, as most movies, it's filmed out of order. But they actually blew up the entire site on site. And because of that, they filmed the Norwegian site where it's all fucked up and destroyed and shit with the skeleton in the beginning.
Yeah.
When Kurt Russell's character McCready and that other dude, I think Doc, they both go to the base. That's their base just after it's been blown up. So they just recycled the set. And
let's go.
Yeah. So that was just a quick way to save money and recycle.
And then the guy split his wrist, right? And then the blood was frozen. So it wasn't his wrist that kind of just slit, and the blood just seeping out was frozen.
Yep.
Beautiful fucking idea, man. It's crazy as fuck.
The details,
man. Yeah, honestly. Fucking, and I don't know, man, but the way the dogs went, you know what's crazy? When they shot the dog in the den. That happens later, but when they shot the dog, I was like, damn, bro, you really fucking shot the dog. I know they didn't kill him for real.
I know.
But the effects were good. Being 1982, the effects were really good.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, they had $1.5 million set to that. It's pretty incredible how they actually decided to spend that money. But another fun fact is that John Carpenter actually only wanted one creature in the movie, and that it was actually the makeup designer's Rob Bottin's idea to actually make the thing into multiple creatures, where he had the idea of where Carpenter claims, he says, in the project we originally came up with, the creature was just one thing, and Rob's idea was that it could look like anything, and it keeps changing, so I went with that. So I feel like that was the right move. Just making it a different design every time when you see it is just so it keeps you on your toes, and it's you never know what you're gonna expect. It's so gross.
And then what's crazy, when they killed the guy in the beginning, the guy that was chasing down the dog who he knew was infected, he was Swedish or something like that.
The Norwegian guys.
Norwegian. They even confused him for Swedish. But that guy kept trying to shoot the dog, and this motherfucker. Then he shoots the guy on the leg by accident, or maybe on purpose.
Oh, definitely.
So they return fire. Yeah, and then they return fire and they shoot him straight in the head. And everybody just kind of chilled it. Everybody just got calm after they just murdered her, man.
Oh yeah.
Which I thought was pretty fucking ridiculous. What the hell? Shot this man straight in the face. No questions asked, bro.
Yeah, they definitely escalated pretty quickly with not much resolve. It just kind of happened, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess, all right, I guess he's dead. That's it.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the scenes that were in the movie were they were kind of unnecessary, but just interesting. So I like the chess scene when he's playing chess with the chess machine
and pours the fucking drink into the computer.
Makes the computer be logged. Bro, not only did you ruin chess for the rest of the crew, but that was so fucking unnecessary, bro.
I was like, bro.
But I like those touches, man, because one, it definitely shows the time period, how he was playing as a whole machine dedicated to chess, and then two, is just so random. But I think mostly it's the first point where it really captures the time period. It really shows you something that you probably will never see again unless you go out your way, and that's pretty dope, for 2022 type shit.
There actually is a sort of modern day sequel to this movie. It's not a sequel, a prequel actually, that came out in 2011 where it actually shows the events, what happens at the Norwegian base.
Oh shit! Really? What's it called?
The Thing.
It's called. It's just called The Thing again.
The Thing.
What the fuck? Is it directed by John Carpenter or is he dead?
No. Actually, I don't know if John Carpenter is dead or alive. Let's find out. I think he's still alive.
I hope so. Can he kill this movie?
So.
I don't see this, man. This is like now that we're getting into the movie,
he's still alive.
This truly is. Nah, this is
74.
John Carpenter. Old as fuck.
Oh, the other movie that he's super famous for is Escape from New York. That was the other one I was trying to think of.
I always see the title, but I've never seen it before. But this was the best old school horror movie I've ever seen. In terms of just, not being able to do much in terms of mass effects. And I feel like nowadays, since the effects are so good, that they kind of ignore the storyline, and now there's a bunch of repeats of, Halloween and all that stuff. But this one was so good, so simple, and just, perfect. It was perfect in a lot of ways. And even with old looking monsters, they still do better than most movies today or that try to be just as, spooky and scary. Like, to me, this is definitely a horror movie and just so unique and well crafted. So I really fucked with it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is like just such a gross movie because one of the reasons why I've never really come around to watching this movie was because I'm not too much of a fan of body horror. Okay. But eventually I was like, you know what? Like, I just gotta watch this shit. Like, people always say it's such a good ass movie and shit. I just gotta fucking do it.
It is a great movie, man.
And
one of the best one was, well, first of all, what's fucking crazy? When they find a body of two faces that are like melded together. So they find a dead body and it's basically a disgusting orb of just gross. It's like you meshed two human faces together and melted them. They look like the most disgusting pair of Siamese twins I've ever seen in my whole goddamn life. And then they were doing an autopsy on them. And I was like, how the fuck you autopsy this? Like, there's so much nothing there. It's just a glob of disgustingness. Like, it was gross.
And
but then they kept
show you like cutting them open and pulling out like the organs and shit.
Yeah, those effects were perfect, man. But my favorite thing was when they were doing the autopsy on a guy. And then, what was it? He cut open his stomach and the stomach becomes a mouth and his arms come off.
Yeah, like
that was amazing.
Fucking the way that like he just puts his hands in his stomach and then teeth just come out on the lines of the cut lines and you just hear and just fucking he just loses munches both his arms.
That shit was crazy, bro.
Fucking wild, man.
Yeah, man. They really got creative with that shit.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna mess around with some of these fucking GIF backgrounds. It's so funny because there's so many of them for this movie on here.
I can imagine, bro. I would have loved to see this movie in theater.
Oh, but also, and speaking of Halloween,
right now behind Javi is fucking Michael Myers doing this little Fortnite dance. That shit is terrifying in and of itself, type shit. Man.
But they actually have some of the monsters and shit here, like this one. Hold on.
Bro, everybody's waiting. Everybody's waiting for the harassment.
There we go.
It's still the same thing.
No, it's not. It says file too big. So why do you give me the choice?
I don't know, man.
But yeah, I mean, this movie. Oh, there's actually one of the actual guy munching his arms off. Hey, there we go.
Oh, no way, man. That shit is disgusting. Look at that. Oh, yeah, he tries to give him CPR. Or not CPR, like clear. They shock him. That's amazing, man. So creative. Damn, I wish they showed his arms off. The guy's dead as fuck.
But yeah.
Do you know if the movie was a success off the bat? Like when it was released?
So I'll tell you right now that the movie by the end of everything had a $15 million budget. And again, 1.5 million of that went towards the special effects, the creature effects.
Yeah.
And the box office came out to a measly 19.6 million. So
they made 4 million profit, right?
Yeah. So they didn't really blow it in the box office or anything like that. Some people do kind of consider this a cult classic by this point. Kind of goes back and
What's
forth.
a cult classic? Like, what's the definition of a cult classic?
There's no like definite definition of what a cult classic is. But I feel like what makes a cult classic is just something that like didn't do too well in the box office when it first came out and became popular after its release.
Gotcha.
So like Evil Dead, I would say, is something that was a cult classic because it did not do well in the box office, had a super limited release, but is now considered a horror classic. So it's like those kinds of rules sometimes, or maybe if it's super low budget, that you might consider it a cult classic. But everyone has their own parameters. It's all up to interpretation, really. I mean, what would you say is a cult classic?
Because they usually they revolve around like horror movies and stuff, right? So to me, I would just say,
well,
again,
not
like,
always.
classic.
I definitely understand why you might think that, but like there are movies that aren't horrors that are considered cult classics. Like, you want to know which one that would surprise you? You know what? Actually, that is one. Yeah, right? That is one.
Okay, that and that's how I'm kind of getting it, you know, because for me it just is like classics, and I don't know. But what were you gonna say? Jaws?
Nah, that one was fucking popular off the bat. Yeah. What's it called? I lost it because you actually got me at that one. But I had it on the tip of my tongue because I know you've seen it before. But hey, look at this fucking background. Ooh,
that's the same thing.
No, it's not. Wait for it.
It really is.
Wait for it.
Hey. Oh my god, that's so disgusting, bro. Jesus Christ. That's fucking gross.
So this is the one when fucking his head splits open and a big like tongue venom thing just whips out and grabs this dude by the neck and just pulls his head in and just chomps it like a fucking like mantis fly or something.
Jesus Christ, man. So fucking dope. But you don't remember the movie still? I've seen it before.
Shit.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to wonder.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to wonder. Look, listen, it's all right. It's all right. Maybe it'll come to me when I'm editing this, and then I'll put it in the thingamabob, you know, in the supplementary.
Do that shit.
That's what I fucking do, my guy. But I mean, okay, so you want to hear some more little fun facts that I got for you?
Do it.
So there were alternate endings to this movie.
Really? Like from them themselves or fan made?
From them themselves. They filmed it and everything and edited it and everything.
Or some of them. That's crazy. I want to see them shits. How did this one end? It ended with what? They exploded the whole base, right? Some shit?
So in the end, they explode the whole base, and it's McCready and that one black dude, and they're just kind of there, and they're just kind of like, oh, well, like, here, I think I have the quote somewhere, the exact quote of how they end it, where he says, nobody trusts anybody now, and we're all very tired.
Nice. I thought they said this is what happened on the earth, why it's in our minds, and this is why it matters.
Oh, you know what? They did say that. I don't know what I was reading.
In the middle of the movie. They were like, where are these creatures coming from? And they're like, not from Earth. They're out of their minds, and I think this matters. And we were like, what? And that's crazy. They shouted us out and everything.
That's pretty wild, man.
Honestly speaking.
Yeah, man, you're on top of your shit today.
Well, that's what they call me. They call me Texas.
Oh, yeah? They call you Texas?
They call me Texas. That's my middle name, my first name, and my last name. America. But what were the alternate endings?
So in the one that the film ultimately unused ending, McCready is rescued and given a positive blood test proving that he is human. So super simple one like that. And another slightly reworked ending, Childs was omitted completely. They eventually decided on the original ambiguous ending, which did not sit well with test audiences or the general public. The ending of this movie is very divisive.
Mhm.
A lot of people aren't really into it or anything. People feel really iffy about the ending of this movie. How did you feel about it?
Well, I mean, I didn't remember it so much, so I feel like that tells a lot about itself. Like, I think the main portions that I remember are the beginning and of course, the middle part that has all the deaths, the monsters, all that stuff. You know, to me, the ending was kind of just like, all right, they have to finish the movie somehow, because it feels like a very short movie, but it's a long movie.
Yeah, it's like about what, like an hour and 40, something like that.
Yeah, of 147, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
But yeah, super short for super short feeling. Definitely a long one. Hey,
I
yo.
think it's Motion of the Ocean, baby.
Woo.
But that same dude, that makeup designer that I was telling you about, Rob Bottin. Another fun fact for you: he was actually hospitalized for stress while working on the movie. This dude,
Really?
this dude, was eventually hospitalized for double pneumonia, a bleeding ulcer, and exhaustion, all a
Jesus
result
Christ, bro.
of
What
the
the
stress
fuck?
and workload.
Jesus Christ.
He
Maybe
made
he's the thing.
Maybe he is. He literally lived on set and worked for 1 straight year without taking any days off. And this
That's crazy.
dude was 21.
That's crazy. I thought the motherfucker was like 54. Jesus Christ.
Like it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty insane. He really fucking did that shit, man.
Well, it's not like he's 21. He's young.
But last fun fact I got for you is that the poster, very iconic poster. I don't know if you've ever seen it before or you've watched this movie, but
No.
it's
Let me actually look it up. Is the poster the cover for the, what's it called? DVD or not?
it should be. It should just be like a sort of like
Of the guy standing?
the guy standing and like the head is like a light and whatever.
That's dope. So what'd you say about this? That it's iconic or that was what?
Yeah, it's a very iconic movie poster.
Pretty dope.
Along the lines of like Back to the Future and Star Wars. And the reason why I include those is that because they are hand drawn posters, that they are drawn by Drew Struzan, and and he is widely known among movie circles as the greatest poster designer of all time. And
This one
the
is
very cool thing about this poster is that it was created in just 24 hours without any knowledge of the film itself.
No way.
Yeah.
That's dope as fuck. Look at the one I sent you. It's literally the same thing, but it's Japanese. I texted it to you. I don't know if you can see it, but it's dope.
Yeah.
But I do like it, man. The more you look at it, the more fucking intriguing it is. That's hand drawn too, man. That's fucking amazing. And they didn't know what the movie was about.
Nah, he said that Struzan was told the very basic premise of the movie and whipped up the poster in just 24 hours, knowing absolutely nothing else about the movie.
Nice, man. That's fucking talent right there.
So
It's so cool, man.
So cool that this is the poster that came out of this movie. But those are the fun facts that I got for you. I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Super fun, thrilling even.
Pretty spoopy. But this movie is like actually pretty spoopy, honestly. Like I was watching this shit and I was like, hey, yo, this shit is so gross. Like you just go down one by one, motherfuckers are dying left and right, dying in the grossest of ways. Like, and this movie is like the original Among Us.
I never seen Among Us.
The
the game.
The game.
Oh, I thought you meant a movie. I was like, what the fuck is that? I just know imposter and sus. That's all I know.
So it's so funny because like I recently just watched Achievement Hunter play a board game called The Thing.
That's bad for you.
What? Oh.
We're back.
Yeah, so I think technical difficulties.
Why technical difficulties today? It's like Zoom doesn't really work.
It's almost like it just doesn't really work out.
Fuck it,
but
over
you
here.
know, I think we're making it work for the most part. But the power of editing, it'll be a-okay.
That shit will sound like we're right in front of your face.
You know,
You know what I mean?
if thousands of people can do it during the pandemic, then we can.
Facts.
Right? See,
If our names are Javi and Frankie,
or Frankie or Javi,
whatever.
But yeah, I think just in general, I think we were just talking about how spooky this movie is and just how gross everything is, and just
it holds up, man.
And just yeah, it really does. The fact that it came out in '82 is just so surprising. Like, you can tell that it came out a while ago because of the film quality and things like that. But in terms of the effects just hold up so well.
I feel like if this movie came out today, it wouldn't be as good. And you can say that with a lot of movies, but again, just because of the time period it captures, that kind of graininess or that yellowness of everything, just because, again, the quality of the camera and just the effort put behind the effects of the monsters. You know, like I feel it's this perfect little balance of old school effects that just looks so gross and perfect with what's happening, and then you got the old school looks of the people too. You got the motherfuckers with the big beards, white guys and everything, like the clothes. It's like a frozen moment in time. And I like that it's kind of in Antarctica because it's away from everything. It's just really amazing how they got this done, man. And props to everybody on the set.
I mean, definitely, I just think what would probably make this not so great, like modern day, is just they would probably do it CGI. And that's just probably what would make it not as good. Because the highlight of this movie are the effects of these creatures. And it is all done practical, and it's phenomenal that how they pulled that off. Again, $1.5 million was set to making these practical effects happen, and they succeeded in doing such a great job at that. Like, there are moments that I question, like, how did they do that? Like the moment when the dude's neck gets ripped off of the table. And like the guy's kind of like still kind of like yelling at the same time. He's just kind of like, and his neck is getting ripped off at the same time. And I was like, how are they doing that? Like, I was like, what the fuck? That shit's wild.
That's that full blown creativity, man. And I like that they didn't shy away. Like, I wonder who the range motherfucker was to say, now we need these shits to look so gross. And just even watching the dogs, like, go from dog to monster. Like, it was sad. I was like, damn, bro, like the Doges, they did nothing wrong. But then the monster ends up looking like a dog. And it's so disgusting, bro. It's so disgusting. And it was cool, man, because when they started shooting the dogs, and he was like, no, not the dogs. And it's like, bitch, those aren't dogs, bro. Not anymore.
Like, not anymore, my guy. You gotta cut that tie.
And then the sad thing was when they sprayed the dog, when it got sprayed with goo or whatever. Like, that wasn't fake. They really sprayed that dog.
Oh yeah, I felt a little bad about that one. I was like, oh man,
the dog was like, bro, what the hell's happening to me right now? They were like, you want to be in the movie, son. Sometimes you gotta get sprayed in the face. You know what I mean?
Hey yo, get sprayed in the face. Hey yo,
that's Hollywood. Hollywood. Look at
but this movie is it's so simple where it's like there's not too much to talk about in terms of the plot because the plot just kind of simply runs down the fact that it's
like someone's in here with the infected are the infected.
Yeah,
and you gotta get there.
And it revolves around this group of scientists in a base in Antarctica, and the thing has infected this dog and eventually infects one other person at the base, and so they at that point they don't know who's infected, and the rest of the movie just plays out that it's just who's infected, who is the thing, where is the thing, what is the thing. And
all I think they call it the thing, and I know at one point in the movie they were like, we didn't find out where the thing is, and it's so simple name, they don't call it this or that. It's just kind of simplistic. I mean, I think it is the perfect title for a movie like this because it's so simple yet there's so much to look into when in terms of the movie and to experience. That shit was fun as fuck, and I can't imagine watching this in the theaters and you don't know what's gonna happen and you're like, oh, gross, bro. Like fucking gross. Genuinely be terrified.
I remember what I was gonna say in terms of before our technical difficulties, but I was reminded that I had recently watched a Let's Play from Achievement Hunter where they played a Thing board game where
Nice.
you play in the base and one of you is the Thing and it is up to the survivors to try and escape the base with their lives on the helicopter, or it's up to the Thing to try and kill everyone. And so it's this really cool board game where it's just you go around like doing tasks around the base and stuff, and you have to bring certain people with you, and the infected can sabotage the missions and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
That sounds dope. You know, it'd be cool, man. A shirt with the Thing movie poster. That'd be dope as fuck.
That'd also be cool. I mean, like that Japanese one that you sent me was.
Tell me not, right?
It'd be pretty cool.
That shit looks. I'm trying to see if I can get that into a poster. I want that shit, bro. That shit looks awesome. But yeah, man.
What was one of your favorite deaths?
I told you the one with the hands. It has to be that one. When he tries to take the guy, and then his arms come off and everything. It was just so dope because I was like, oh fuck, because you know when you watch it, but it was such a shock. You're like, what the fuck is happening? This man's belly really ate this guy's arms, bro. And it was incredible. It was incredible. Yeah, man.
Like I couldn't believe that happened too. I was so like caught off guard when that happened. I was like, holy shit, what? Yeah, like,
and it's funny. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, I was gonna say that like for a second I was almost gonna look away, to like because Link walked into the room, but I just kept watching the screen, and then fucking that happened, and I was like, holy shit, I'm so glad I didn't like look away. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, and this movie's definitely not for the squeamish for sure. Absolutely not for the squeamish. What the fuck was I gonna say? God damn it, Javi.
Oh man, now I done did it to you. Now I done did it to you.
Jesus Christ! No. Fuck! I had a point to make, and it's you know what? I know it. So I just seen a video of some guy in India blow off his arm with a shotgun, because he was like kind of sitting there, and like for some reason he had the gun facing upwards, and he was leaning on the gun, and then he leaned on the gun, and the gun goes off, completely loses his right arm and his left hand, and it's kind of crazy because his reaction wasn't like like it just came off. And imagine losing your arm right here, right? Like it's gone, and you lose your hand, and he's just like, and it's like a security cam video, so he doesn't really, react. And it's funny, man. Like, of course you're gonna react to a monster eating your hands, but I wonder what that is. There's also another video of some drunk guy off a cliff, at a party, like it's an outdoor party and stuff, and he has a beer in one hand and he's holding a firework in the other one. Yeah. And then the hand just blows up, and then he's in his underwear, and he looks at his hand, but then he just sips the beer. And then his friends are like, bitch, you need to go to a hospital. And man, that must suck. That must be the worst hangover ever, bro. Losing your fucking hand.
Yeah, like just you wake up and you just aren't with a hand. Like you wake up and your head's itchy and you're like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck?
And then your hand's itchy? Your hand's itchy, but it's somewhere else, so you can't scratch it.
Nah, it must be such a strange feeling. Like, what do they call it? Like ghost pain. Like, when you get pain from like a missing limb, as if like the limb is still there.
Oh, what the fuck? People feel that?
You haven't heard of this? Yeah, no, it's a
Never
thing.
Heard of it.
Like,
I have all my limbs, Javi.
Okay.
Oh no,
all right, fucking.
Look at this guy. Gotta love this guy with all his limbs. Can't stop bragging about it.
Oh, look at me. I got all my limbs. Oh, look at me. I can actually cartwheel. Oh.
I guess that is one thing you can't do no more if you lose a limb. You could cartwheel with one leg. I think so. Pretty sure.
You could cartwheel with one hand, but I don't know if you could cartwheel with one leg. Probably.
You just kind of fall over. You're like,
Imagine trying to cartwheel with one hand and one leg. It would just be like.
Imagine trying to do a double high five to somebody with no. Isn't there a video of that? There's a little girl who has no arms, I think so, and the guy, it's like a little guy helping her, and then they do it, so he tries to go for a high five, but she has no hands.
Oh,
that's so funny. And he's like, "Oh, my bad." But that's the consequences, bro. You ruin other people's experiences because you don't have your limbs. How selfish.
It sounds like you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll probably make that mistake.
Yeah, you would.
I would make that mistake and I'll probably laugh about it. I would be like, yo, bro, my bad, bro. My bad. Not gonna lie.
Man, so dumb. I know you would do it too.
Hey, catch. I'll get that. That's their life. But yeah, man. I mean, this movie's fucking great, and this is why I fucking love the A.M.C section, because this movie exists for so long. I mean, 40 years now. Isn't that crazy? It's probably 40 years. Did Michael Jackson's album come out 1982 also? Thriller.
Did it?
I think it did. I think it did because it's about to be the 40th anniversary. Let's see, Michael Jackson Thriller. Let me just look it up real quick because that'd be kind of crazy if it did.
82.
Wow.
Look at us. Wow.
Wow. Look at that one. That's pretty amazing.
Wow.
What are the fucking chances? And so imagine, a month, because Thriller came out in November of 1982. So if this came out around the same time, like October, pretty amazing.
Yeah, this came out in June 25th, I believe the date was. Mm-hmm. You want to hear some other cult classics?
Yes.
So John Carpenter's Escape from New York is also considered a cult classic. Let's look up at another one. Akira, that anime is considered a cult classic. Oh, I finally remembered that cult classic movie that I wanted to mention before, which is why I pulled up the list. But Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is considered a cult classic.
One of the best movies in the world. Nah, that makes sense. Okay. Akira sounds familiar. They remade it too, right?
I don't know if they ever remade it. I just know the original one.
Okay. But that's based off an anime?
It is an anime.
Oh, okay.
Super Troopers is considered a cult classic.
That movie's funny.
The Raid Redemption. MacGruber. That's the one I also wanted to tell you.
Okay.
American Psycho.
All right.
Clerks.
That's a great movie.
Evil Dead, as we
gotta
said.
Watch Clerks, bro. You ever seen Clerks?
No, I haven't. I want to.
That might be our movie section.
All the Evil Dead movies are considered cult classics. The Warriors is considered a cult classic.
Can you dig it? That's a great fucking movie.
That movie came out in 1979.
That was the first movie we covered? No, Star Wars was the first movie we covered.
And the Star Wars was in the test episodes, but the first official movie we covered is Warriors.
A great movie, man. It was like 20 years ago.
Old Boy is considered a cult classic.
Old Boys?
Old Boy.
I've never seen that movie.
It's a Korean movie, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Bro, that shit in Korea is crazy, isn't it? The Halloween thing you heard?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, 153 people now dead. And the crazy thing is that when that happened, I thought it was somebody that drove into a crowd that killed those people. But it was just straight up stampede and just, squishing people to death or suffocating and heart attacks.
Yeah.
But it's just sad, man. That's so many people. Like it still shocks me that many people died that way. But it's just incredibly sad. Bro.
It is.
Mm-hmm. I'm here in Texas, so like in 6th Street, shit is getting packed out here because of Halloween and stuff. I fell asleep last night though, I'm not gonna lie to you. I missed on everything. But it's pretty cool. Saw a lot of costumes. A lot of costumes.
It's cool, men. We know where Franky is looking.
You know what I almost did, man? I put a sticker on one of the little barriers, but I was so close to putting a sticker onto a cop car to take a picture.
Man.
And definitely not the best idea, and I'm happy I didn't do it. But if I did, would I give myself mad props? Mad props.
That would.
We got Jonathan just come back from a run.
Oh.
Man just came from space to fucking flip you off, bro.
But another cult classic is The Room. I don't know if you've ever seen The Room. That really bad movie with Tommy Wiseau.
No, I have no idea. What is that?
You know that movie, The Disaster Artist, with Seth Rogen and James Franco? The movie that movie's about is called The Room.
Oh, okay. She fucking what was I say? We were watching Superbad here. It's pretty funny.
Nice.
I just love that movie. She wants my dick. She wants to fuck me. She wants my dick all in her mouth. The funny thing about my back is that it's located on my cock. Fucking bad funny, bro. Just have to throw that out there. We've been saying that shit the whole trip, bro. But The Room, no, I never seen it. I think Anthony was talking about that movie the other day, if I'm not mistaken.
The Room is such a bad movie, but it's so good.
I gotta watch it.
But a movie that I know you've seen is Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, I love that. I fucking love that movie. I actually have that movie saved on my laptop for whenever I want to watch it. But that's honestly one of my favorite movies ever. Holy shit, I just turned on this coffee machine and I didn't mean to. Oh my God. It's gonna break this glass if I put it in there. Oh no.
What are you doing?
No, I turned on the coffee machine, but just for shits and giggles, and now it's just brewing hot water. Oh, America. Make a mess.
Another cult classic.
Which one?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I never seen Monty Python.
I've only seen it once, but I don't remember anything from it. Another one is Eraserhead.
Eraserhead. Nah.
That one's a horror. Wet Hot American Summer.
I wouldn't have heard about that movie. What are your other favorite horror movies? Because for me, I can only really say Midsommar. Like that to me is my favorite modern horror movie, but it has to definitely top Tyler. I know you like Hereditary. Hereditary is also like that's a very good movie too. But I just feel like today horror movies are so hard to come across. You know, and I don't know why. And I just feel that at times at the 80s, you know, really just pinpoint this, you know, moment where they really worked hard to make horror movies. And I guess the lack of technology and the lack of, you know, effects really just made them better. They're more imaginative too. I feel like we're still exposed to so much things through all sorts of entertainment where we kind of take for granted storyline, you know, and we're just like, oh, we just want to see the monster. Like, I don't know the feedback on the new It, but the old It was pretty scary. Kind of long though.
I mean, like the new It movies, people like those movies. Like
you like them? I never watched them.
They're popular for a reason. Like people definitely enjoy those movies for sure. Like another more modern horror movie that did really well was It Follows. I don't know if you ever seen It Follows. No, that one was really good.
For those that don't know, I feel like, you know, just to throw it out there, It was a book first by Stephen King, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I feel like everybody knows that, but you never know. Some people might be like, say what?
But yeah, It Follows is a very good movie. It's about this girl who has sex with this dude, and after she has sex with him, he basically passes on this like curse where it can only be sexually transmitted, because this movie is kind of a metaphor for like sexually transmitted like STDs and whatever.
The herpes.
Yeah, it's a weird metaphor. But the whole point is that after you have sex with someone, you give them the curse that something is trying to kill you. And this something looks like anyone. It can look like any person. It can look like any person. And it's also invisible. So sometimes it just blends in looking like a person. Other times it can just be fucking invisible. And so it's out to kill you. And so the whole movie is just this girl just trying to like fuck someone else so that she can pass this on and trying to escape of her life.
That's my funny. And if she's ugly, she's fucked. No, someone fuck me, please. No, what was I gonna say? God damn, I keep losing my fucking train of thought. I don't know why it keeps happening. Oh no, there's a movie where a girl has teeth in her vagina.
Oh yeah, it's called Teeth.
You know, it's called Teeth, right?
Yeah,
it's fucking hilarious.
I learned about that movie in sex ed.
Really?
Yeah.
The fuck was she teaching? Or he? Not to say all sex ed teachers are.
It was a she and a he, actually.
It was both?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like they were trans?
No, it was two teachers.
genuinely. That's bad. You should have said Dave, bro.
I said it was two teachers.
You said it.
I said it was a he and a she.
You hear the fucking coffee machine? This is what I gotta deal with right now.
No,
oh my god.
No, I don't hear it.
Hold on, I gotta shut this shit off. It's gonna come on the audio.
I see the steam.
See that thing? You see it, right?
Yeah.
I can't even show you. I have my fucking background. Hold on. Let me get rid of this illusion. Sorry guys, I'm not actually in space. I'm actually just in a hotel room.
Oh my god, you fucking liar.
Texas. Fucking Texas. Let's give a little view to the people. If you're watching, if you're listening, you get no view. But that's Texas right there.
Texas.
Texas. Fucking, I love it here though, man. It's just a short trip though, so you know. But yeah.
I mean,
Cheers.
Here, hold on. I got you. Here, hold on. I'll put on my main Halloween background.
Fuck. We drank so much whiskey. That's not even funny.
Cheers, sir.
But yeah, man, fucking definitely. This has to be top 3 movies in terms of horror. Just because, again, I really also don't seek out a lot of horror, to be fair. But I did genuinely enjoy this one. And I definitely would recommend it to anybody off the rip. And I'd be curious to see how somebody who's younger, like I'm not saying we're still old, but like, you know, people who haven't watched any old movies, like somebody born in 2010 or some shit like that, like a 12-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, you know, a newer generation. I wonder what they would think about this movie.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe I'll have my little cousin watch it. He's 15 now. I'll have him watch it, see how he feels about it.
Just scared the shit out of him.
So like, hey, you want to be traumatized? Gotcha.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No, he's not like that voice that I did for him last time about the Herobrine story. That voice that I do, that's the voice we all do for him because that's what we say that's what he used to sound like. And even though he doesn't sound like that anymore, we still do that voice.
He always sounds like that.
It's just like,
that's funny.
Like, oh yeah, I'll fucking watch the thing. Why not? Fuck it.
He's like, hey man, I actually never sounded like that ever. Oh, you did? Oh, I think you did.
I don't know, man. It was a pretty good twin. You did sound like that.
Froze again. Oh,
bumping it.
Oh, so your face. Hold on. Good?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, because you unfroze just now.
Bumping it. Oh, bump. It's Halloween. So what are we doing tomorrow? Or on Halloween tonight? Halloween, Thursday, Monday. It's Halloween. What are we doing?
We're gonna go do Top Golf. It's frozen. Oh no, you're not frozen again. What you say?
What are we doing tonight on Halloween? Thursday, Monday, Halloween. What are we doing tonight?
Oh, you're right. Probably murder some people. You know, because it's very fitting into the murder like a family, and then like half of a family, so we can traumatize the other half. Like we'll start off the night like that, and then we'll probably rob blind people because you know you gotta make it bad for them, you know, because you know they can't see the costumes, so you know we'll make them see terror in some other way, you know.
Feel terror.
Yeah, man. And then lastly, we'll go to a daycare and we'll leave the doors unlocked and let all the kids just out. You know,
nice.
And we'll just have a van there, like not necessarily for them to go in, but if they do, sounds like their problem. And I think that'll make me pretty happy. Then I'll say trick or treat as the cops take me away.
Amazing.
Boy, what you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna just fucking go around, maybe go punch some kids in the face. Like
Kids' face, always good. I do that in general. I don't just wait for Halloween. I do it in general.
Well, on Halloween, I do it depending on how good their costume is. So if they have a good costume, then they're not gonna get punched in the face. But if they have a shitty costume, then dude, you're gonna get sacked. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna have two
like
broken noses.
if I see a fucking just like a white sheet over your head with 2 holes cut out, boy,
Dude.
boom! Like,
That's a pretty good costume. I feel like that costume is underrated. I feel like Ghost's costume is pretty there. I'm about that.
nah, wow. Then all right, Frank, you do that. Just get ready. That's all I'm saying. Just get
Get punched in
ready.
the face.
Just get ready,
Say
man.
less. Say less,
But yeah,
bro.
I'm gonna just walk around, do that. Maybe get a burger or 2 or 3. And just try and eat all of them at the same time. Down by the piers, and just watch and enjoy the people just being out on Halloween, and just really enjoy fucking life, man. Like that's it.
Sounds like a fucking plan. Sounds like a fucking plan. Oh, look at Jonathan's Halloween costume.
Oh my god.
Definitely will. Welcome to Earth, Mind, and Matter. Texas edition.
But okay. I got some last cult classics for you.
Okay, a couple last ones.
Some that you know. Donnie Darko.
Right. Donnie Darko, love that movie.
Dazed and Confused.
Then he froze again, so I'm gonna just be here with my thoughts.
Dazed and Confused.
I feel like I've watched that movie.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show. And as you said before, The Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski, let's go. I gotta watch that movie again, man. I feel like I watched it once, and I didn't see what the big fuss was about it, so I gotta check it out. But I do like White Russians very much, and I'm not talking about the drink. If you know what I mean, if you know.
But
funny. No, the White Russian drink.
I got some reviews for you.
Oh, please, let's see. There's still a fuck. I need a stale Cheeto, bro. I'm eating fucking cardboard, bro.
Like styrofoam.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta be first though.
Okay, I think the first one. I asked though. All right, reviews.
So first one I got for you is by Karsten. They say, a bit of a downer to watch this before embarking on a trip to Antarctica with my boys tomorrow. 5 stars. So just imagine that what the timing of that.
Might be tight. I gotta show you one review before we head out to of a restaurant we were at. Okay. But I'll pull it up whenever you can. But keep going with yours.
So next one is by Dirk H. They say 100% pure horror, 100% complete paranoia, 100% practical effects, 100% proof that horror doesn't need CGI, 100% inimitable, 100% Carpenter, 100% timeless. At the time of writing, it's 38 years old. 100% terrifying still. 100% visual masterpiece. 100% mold breaking. 1000% one of my favorite horror films ever made. P.S. Math was never my strong point. 5 stars.
I was gonna say, you think he liked the movie?
Just a little bit.
Oh.
But this one's my favorite. So this is featuring Dante from the A.M.C series, which I think I've read one of their reviews before on the show. Okay. But they say, my dog looks at me. Me. How do I know you're not The Thing, 1982? 5 stars.
Yeah, that dog shit is pretty crazy. That dog is talented as fuck.
Like, I was watching that movie and I was looking at Lincoln. I was like, hey, yo, like, I don't know if you are real or not.
I set you on fire. So the restaurant we had today is called Moonshine something, right? And so basically it's a buffet. So you go in there, and then once you're seated, you're able to go to the buffet and just grab as much food as you want, as per buffet, right? And Jonathan was looking up some reviews. So the first review says the breakfast buffet is nice. However, I have an issue with the exposure of the food being served out in the open. The food is readily available once you enter the establishment. Basically that. It says like, I don't like that the food is out and open. And somebody says, do you believe they should hire armed guards to protect the food? It's like the perfect response to the tone of the fucking.
Yeah, let's just fucking put like people like The Rock like right in front of the fucking sandwich.
There's a Rock show now. And the show about him when he was younger called Young Rock.
It's called Young Rock?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Is it called
literally his life story.
Is it called Small Rock?
No, it should have been called Pebble. You missed on that one.
No, I didn't want to call him Pebble because that would have been when he was a child.
Exactly. It's him when he was younger.
When he was a child?
Oh, I guess. I'm not sure. No, maybe not. Way younger, way older, but not.
Then that's what I mean, motherfucker. Goddamn.
Shut up, Javi.
God, trying to get on my ass. How about you use your noggin and think?
How about you ask Kelly?
¿Qué te importa? Stupid. You think I don't know that?
Well, I do got a shower. I do gotta go. We're about to go fucking I was gonna say molest some children, but that's not pretty. That's not funny at all.
Wow, what the fuck?
What the hell am I saying? I just thought it'd be funny. Obviously, it wasn't. That's why I just said it. But
oh man,
I definitely do not mean that. We are not gonna do that.
That's a yikes.
The only thing we're gonna molest is our wallets. Anyway, yeah, man, fucking this is the interesting experience doing this on Discord.
Yeah, it was something else. Hey, let's see how the final product looks.
Yeah, maybe we get rid of the molested children thing. Kind of regretting it now.
You didn't have to say it. Like, you just said it, man.
And I said like 3 times. We replace it with like, feed, homeless dogs.
Well, Frankie, what do we do today, my friend? Oh, wait, before we do that. Oh, fuck. Oh my God, the socials.
The socials. Oh, we gotta throw that out there. So we're now on Truth Social. We're literally on it now. Earth Mind Matter Pod. Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Earth Mind Matter Pod. And the YouTube, Earth Mind Matter. Send us a message, send us hate mail, send us whatever you want, send us nudes, whatever you want. Also feedback and your favorite recommendations of your movies, albums, comics.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, man. So what the fuck did we do on here today, Jonathan?
What's going on Earth?
What's happening in our minds?
And this is why it matters.
Oh, this is Earth, Mind, and Matter. Thank you for listening.
Kablam!
Check out Jonathan's YouTube channel. Oh, I got hot Cheeto dust in my nose. Escutia Runs, ESCUTIA RUNS on YouTube. Again, if you beat this guy in FIFA, I'll do this for 5 people. I will distribute you $20. So accept the challenge, try to win some money. You don't lose money, you only gain if you win. So yeah.
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 Happy Halloween, bitches.
Happy Halloween. Woo! Thriller. Yo, speaking of molesting, all right, we're out of here.
All right.